Welcome to the DrMC yearly end of the year spectacular speedrun tournament. Good evening. My name is Chris Bidwell. I'm here with Ook the Librarian. We have one huge match tonight. That means tomorrow's going to be a huge day, but that lets Ook and I relax a bit. How are you tonight, Ook?
I'm doing great, Chris. How about yourself?
I'm wonderful. I'm off work for the weekend and ready to watch some Dr. Mario and probably lose tomorrow, but we've got one match tonight. We've got our 8-9 matchup. JonDatFlindo versus Dawnvenure.
Yeah, I gotta say this one. It's hard to call this one. I mean, it's been that way with all of our matches lately. I've been saying for a while we're in any given Saturday, Friday, whatever day it happens to be mode, but this one's really hard to call. These two faced each other back in May, and Dawn did take it, but Flinto's been on a tear recently, and Don recently won his first monthly championship, so it's just going to be a match. This is going to be a really good match.
And the reward is the winner of Frank and DaveSmithSays. When our 16th seed is DaveSmithSays, this tournament this weekend is just crazy. Like you can just flip coins. That's the best way to predict who's going to take these matches, except for that 314 tomorrow. That'll be a sure thing for Atalito. But before we get started, I do want to talk a little bit about next year. The versus scene. We are expanding to 4 tournaments next year. If we want to put up that slide, our first event is next month in Waco, Texas, January 21st, 22nd. We will be on that Sunday, which I believe is the 22nd, and that's coming up super quick. Like it's going to be January before we know it. The holidays are almost here, and then as soon as the New Year flips over, we're going to be getting ready for that Waco tournament. And as well as if you've been to our regional last year, or you've been to our Columbus tournament, and it's a great chance to come hang out with our players, get some live reps in. If you've never been to a tournament, like just come and watch or come play. But we do also have a reward for our regional winners. So if we want to put up that slide, for the November finals in Columbus, we are going to have what we are calling the immunity pool. So our top 2 players from 2022, Pack and Swang, are already in this pool, as well as our top 2 finishers at our 3 regionals this year. So we're going to fill in these boxes as the year goes along. If Pack or Swang win one of these regionals, we'll find a suitable semifinalist replacement. But these 8 players are going to go to head in our first pool of the November tournament. And the top finishers of this super pool are going to get the top seeds automatically. So it'll be a heck of a way to start off our tournament with our best players going head to head, because in qualifying play, you really don't see lots of top players going at one another. So this will be a heck of a way to start the tournament. And it's a nice little reward for our top players to get featured in our opening bracket of the November tournament. So as the year progresses, we're going to fill in these spaces, and it's going to be a heck of a season in the versus scene. So, Ook, any reaction to this? Or I know are you going to try to make out one of these this year?
I would love to make it. This year I was really hoping to make Columbus, but we had some things come up where I wasn't
Yep.
able to. If you can get me a Jacksonville regional, I can promise I will be there. I am nestled about as far away from these 3 places as you can be and still be in the United States, I think.
Well, there's a lot. There's a lot of Ohio to Florida pipeline up I-75 there. So if you want to
Yeah,
make
I
the
know. I
drive
live
up,
right next to it.
you want to make that drive up Louisville, or if you want to hit up to Washington and Larville, drive you the rest of the way. But either way, hope to see it one of these. We'll see what we can do.
Yeah, I definitely hope I can make it.
And a couple other little notes before we get started. This tournament is going to be, we have prize money, and it's going to be community raised prize money. We have a matcherino for this grand championship. The amazing Miss Larva has put up the link in the chat, and I believe our current total is at $150. If we can get that up to $500, we're going to pay our top 8 players, not just our top 4 players. So you can contribute directly with money, and I also believe if you go to the link, you can also like watch ads or something to contribute just a little bit. So if you'd like to contribute, great. If you don't, thanks for watching anyway. There's no pressure in doing so, but this is an experiment for this year's tournament to, kind of sweeten the pot a bit for our players. They do put a lot of time into this, and getting any little bonus is, pretty nice. So we want to give our audience a chance to contribute to that. And there is our slide for that. And hopefully that total will be going up throughout the week. We'd like to break 1,000 and pay even more players, but one goal at a time. I think we can hit that $500 mark fairly easily. We're already at 150, and I'm going to put in my contribution later this weekend. And then one other shilling thing I'm going to do is we have a merch page. Finally, we have a merch page. People have been asking for it. We have been upgrading equipment for next year's tournament. I've purchased some more newer cameras and some tripods and a streaming station so we can have 2 matches instead of 1 on a stream. All that costs money, and this isn't going to pay for everything, but it's certainly going to ease our burden to bring you the best tournament possible. And that sweatshirt is uber cool. I bought one, and it's awesome. So any more shills I should have to do? I don't think so. Let's get this match on. Are you ready, Ook?
Oh, I'm absolutely ready for this one.
Think our players are ready? Got our games up. John's dressing up. Look at that. We got Dawn on the RGB keyboard. Very fancy.
Yeah, Dawn's pretty proud of that keyboard and is known for being one of our stronger keyboard players. But that's something. Actually, I will say this: JonDatFlindo is also a strong keyboard player, but the keyboard he plays with is a piano keyboard. So, that's. He's only done that, I think, once, but it is definitely something worth looking at. And yes, I agree with Swang. I believe that is a custom avatar that Dawnvenure has.
He drew it himself or had an artist draw it for him, so that's pretty awesome. And when we get ready from our players, looks like they're still warming up, then we will get this singular round 1 match Friday preview spectacular started.
So for those who are not familiar with the format, and for our YouTube folks, hello YouTube. What we've got right here, this is levels 6 through 9. These guys had to play their way in over the course of the last year, as did everybody that you just saw on that graphic. This is going to be a best of 3 match. As they progress on, the levels are going to get higher, the number of matches is going to go up, and you're going to see some of the best Dr. Mario you're going to see all year. So like you said, as soon as we get these readies in, it's going to be 3, 2, 1 pills, and we're going to have some fun.
My problem is I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep my eyes off of Dawn's keyboard. It's just like hypnotizing.
Block it out, Chris. Block it out.
Okay,
You got this.
I'm trying. Oh, here, I'll put tape on my screen. I'm covering his cam. I can only see the play fields right now. All right, we got readies. So let's start up that bot.
Dawn, if you've got
3, 2, 1 pills. We got 2 mediums. We got 2 fevers. So these players are evenly matched in seeds. They're evenly matched in speed. They're evenly matched in music.
Pretty evenly matched in boards.
I think so.
I like that double that I see for Dawn first thing up, but now he's pretty much run out of red. So he's getting a lot of blue. So hopefully he'll be able to find a way to get down to some red pretty quickly here.
Hopefully he won't get red bursted, but we'll see how the RNG plays out. Speaking of red burst, Dawn had a mini one there. Now he's pretty yellow at the top.
Yeah, Flindo definitely a lot of yellow going on.
But he got a burst of double yellows, and it helps so much.
By the way, Don did turn his keyboard off for you.
Oh, okay. I'm kidding, man. I was trying to, doing it for the jokes. You didn't have to do that. I appreciate it.
Wow, that was a great combo from JonDatFlindo, as that takes him down to 8 viruses. He's into single digits first, but not too far behind him is Dawn. But man, look at all that yellow he's got on his board.
Oh, it's the worst. If you don't get that yellow burst, there's really no way to get out of this. Everything else is covered.
Yeah, thankfully he's getting some of the pills that he needs.
110 for
that is
Dawn.
Great time. Yeah, Flindo.
This is the championship. this is the time to put up those hot times.
Yeah, Flindo has definitely he's really hit his stride in recent months. And honestly, what Dawn's got going on does not reflect that because Dawn has just been dealing with all this yellow and he's doing really good setups here. Now he's looking for 2 extra yellows. There's one. But yeah, the doctor's just not providing. There he is out at a 143, but at least 10, 15 seconds of that is just bad RNG.
Well, a 20 virus deficit, but this is a fairly favorable top line to start. It's the best you can ask for at this point. And it is best 2 of 3, so even if this run turns to garbage, the match is not over by a long shot.
Yeah. These two players, they're more evenly matched than the numbers will show. Like I said during the intro, they did face each other back in May, and Dawn won that one. But and his overall times and average times are quite a bit faster than JonDatFlindo's. But Flindo out at what is 225?
My goodness,
is-
he's averaging under 115 the first 2 levels.
Yeah. You can just throw out all the past statistics when it comes to what Flindo's got going on because he's been playing like a man possessed lately, and it's just crazy. And no aspersions on Don's play. Don is playing a phenomenal game. He's going to get out of here right at the 3-minute mark, I think. But it's just how do you? It's PB strats. What else can you do?
Yeah, well, and it looked like he had a little overshift in that horizontal move. The double blue is going to help him get out at 3:08. Pretty good time in that right at 3-minute range. If you're averaging 130, and he had a 140 in his level 6, so he did improve his time. But John is tearing it up right now.
Don definitely making up time, but John just he's cruising at this point. He's gonna have to figure out what to do with this yellow, excuse me, in column 2. But as I say that, he saw something I didn't, and now everything's kind of nice and clear.
Blue free, but so far the RNG is giving at least 1 yellow, 1 red on every pill. But when if he's listening and knows where he is in the match, is this where you're going to like not get crazy builds and maybe play just a little bit more conservative?
No, I don't think he changes his play. I really don't. That's just not. I've played him in a whole bunch of different games. I've never seen Flindo really change the way he plays, even knowing where he is in a given anything.
I mean, he'll change the way he dresses. He doesn't wear that for every match, right?
Yeah. It really depends.
Yes.
Oh me.
In the last quarter, at a he's probably not going to get that 5-minute time that we saw Inphlox post the other day, but we'll see how
beautiful.
Yeah.
Sorry, there was a really beautiful combo on Dawn's side just now. Really nice setup. I saw it coming, and when he was able to drop it, it was really pretty. Now he's hoping for never mind. He's not hoping for anything now. He's just going to drop this whole thing on that right-hand side. But he's about a level behind at this point, and I think Flindo is going to be taking this one away. But Dawn will not be getting lapped here. That is for sure.
No, that's not over just yet. Let's root him through here. We never like to see players get lapped.
No, and that's what I'm saying. I don't think that's going to happen. But just a little bit more for Flindo, and he will be out of this level. And Dawn just getting hit with bad RNG again.
512. Not a bad time.
No.
I will earn you a lot of crowns throughout the course of a year, but in this particular round, probably will not do it. But he did not get lapped. Like you said, he's down to about 32 viruses. And down to the last 4 for John.
Who's not getting the best RNG himself. He really wants, there it is, that blue-red.
Yeah.
And now this last red, out at a
540. And the pop-off.
Yeah, he knows. I've raced him before. This is a good time for him. It's not the best that he's ever done, but we generally will do some races on my stream, so I know what he's usually doing, and this is great for him. But it's by no means the best that he can do. But it's better than average for him.
I mean, he might look innocent, but he did skin a cartoon character to wear that outfit. So I mean, he is cold-blooded when necessary.
Absolutely. So I believe that is a PB for Flindo for the 6 to 9 block. Check that real quick while we're waiting for the readies.
So if we get one of our mods to get rid of that lovely spam chatter, which I've been seeing more of recently on Twitch.
And yeah, that is by 30
EGs
seconds.
EGs to Twitch for allowing that to happen more often.
That by 30 seconds is a PB for JonDatFlindo, and it's
Wow.
about 7 seconds better than Dawn's current PB. So uh, and Dawn had him by about 30 seconds before. So it's these two, like I said, there's no telling what's going to happen in this match. I expect Dawn to be popping off the next game, and I think we're going to see a decider. That's my
Wow.
prediction.
I would definitely like to see a decider because I kind of want to hang out with you some bit more. It's our first time getting to do commentary together, so let's keep the bromance going here, guys. We got a readies. 3, 2, 1, pills. And away we go. Game number 2.
Wow, no blue access for
Yeah,
JonDatFlindo.
I was about to say that.
But, looking on Dawn's side, his yellow is a little hard to get to. He does have access to it. It's just kind of buried down there. But man, gonna get some nice combos to start things off. And oh, look, he's found some yellow.
There it is.
Flindo
I mean,
just missing that tuck. I think he was trying to get one more over.
this is the benefit of watch. If you watch enough games of the higher end players, whew, another cross by John. Dealing with the situation where you have a particular color buried, that's the 500 million IQ plays that you really are exposed to by watching good players do their thing during these events.
Yeah, these two really putting a clinic on when it comes to that.
So
Good
down to
take.
1 yellow for Don. Let's see what he does to handle this here. He's going to go horizontal maybe, but he's also building up the bottom, so if there is any drop time, it'll be somewhat reduced.
I love what he's getting here as Flindo. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed the one on the right hand side. I thought Flindo was about to go out. I love what Don's getting. We got a little slowdown on his side, but
Yeah.
I'm seeing red, and that's what I want to see for him.
He's just getting bursted with non-red pieces, or he would have been out at the same time.
So Flindo was out at about a 121, and Don out about 123. So looking
Okay,
about
so we're
2 seconds between these two.
perfect. Just what we want. We want that decider. That's how it's going to happen.
Absolutely. Oh, and I love what I'm seeing from Don. He gets the pills he needs. Oh yeah, love those combos. Meanwhile, Flindo doing the same thing. These two just trading blows on this.
That
As
gap in 5 and 6 might be a bit of an issue here.
yeah, but I think he's going to be able to handle it. Yep, decides to go with just some really good, smart up and down plays. Using that look ahead box. That is one thing that I've had to learn over the past couple of years is just figuring out what's coming next. Can I use it? And both players showing their ability to do that as they wait for RNG to give them a little bit of a hand. As Don sitting with a lot of red on his top line. This double
Bleeding.
will be helpful.
And again, we're getting some stream issues, but we'll see what happens. We're gonna get the kaleidoscope view here.
We can still see it though.
Yeah.
Oh, I think he's gonna. Oh, okay. Decides to use that on the right hand side.
Ooh, is that a
Think that was a
misflip?
misdrop. I think
Oh
it had
man.
to have been, but he's got the yellow, the ability to use the yellow underneath, and eventually he'll be able to just build that red up. But it's going to slow him down as Flindo is already out of level 8. But we've got about a 7-8 second difference between them, so I'd say they're
Probably
pretty close again.
that misdrop probably cost Don about 5-6 seconds. Not a ton, but in a match like this, that could be the deciding factor.
Very possibly, but um,
This is a
judging,
nice board up top. Lots of doubles for Don. Lots of double viruses, I should say.
and he's getting a lot of pills that he can just use, and
Yes.
having access to being able to use every type of pill
Look at
is so
this.
great.
That triple, that's just so it's just satisfying. It's kinetic.
This is something I think our Tetris players are going to bring to us because they're used to building and finding, having a spot for every piece.
Right.
You know, we use a very similar tactic here. It just doesn't get talked about as much. But oh, Flindo with a beautiful swim. Don't know if he can do it again. He can and does. That was a wonderful swim to give him a fat log. Holy cow, what a match.
I've got my eye on Don's board. It's the trouble with trying to do two boards at once.
Yeah, but
Don has that fiver set up on that
Yep.
row 2, and he keeps covering up and recovering, and he's not getting those freaking blue pills.
Yeah, he needs a
Come
double
on,
blue.
Pfizer.
He
Send out
needs
the
that
free
double blue.
samples.
Oh, and he's getting a red yellow blitz.
Ugh.
Forget what comes after that. And there's the double blue one pill later than he could have used it. But now he's set up for it again.
And this is awful.
He
Got it. Straight down. Okay.
And he's in the lead. He is in the lead. That's about 2 seconds faster than JonDatFlindo was out. So we have ourselves a heck of a race going into level 9, folks. And with the way these top lines are looking, it could be a real good race.
I like John's a little bit more, but they're, the little red heavy.
Yeah, the top line of Dawn's isn't going to be too big of a problem, especially if he makes plays like that.
That's clever.
Just everything dropped. He's got one piece of garbage.
Yes, just beautiful. Like,
look at the setup.
And get the RNG to match it.
Here it comes. Oh, that was it. That was beautiful from Flindo. That was a full pinwheel.
17. Okay. Well, the time difference is about 10 seconds. So at the real time moment, we are tied at 12. Yes. Don has the 10-second lead as he is in the future.
He's got a good setup here. If he can just get some trash pills that he can use.
Oh, you got it.
There he is. He's going to set it there. That's going to throw him off just a little bit. Yeah, he's going to have to abandon this this combo that he was working on, but everything's really working out for him. I think he's going to win this.
Oh my goodness. 612. 616. 624. Wow. Dawn takes game 2. Another pair of great times for both players, and we are going to a decider.
That was an exciting match. Both these guys just playing their hearts out. And I love these combos that I'm seeing from both of them. Very similar styles and just putting on a clinic. I mean, there's no other way to call it.
Clinic. So,
I mean, I haven't gotten to make the DrMC2 the dose joke yet. So it's JB's. I will always say this was JB's joke, but I will run with it.
We got Sarasparktacula in chat. Hey. Welcome aboard, sir. Sarah is one of our favorites around here.
All right. Ready for both. This is gonna be for all the marbles. Winner faces tomorrow's winner of Frank versus DaveSmithSays. And here they go.
So John has the real lead this time. John starts about 10 seconds behind. But again, we go off the clocks. And this is a nice, thick top line for John, which is what you want to see. There's not going to be a lot of drop time. Whereas the right side of Don's board is not problematic, but it can grow especially since there's no place to put reds.
Yeah, that's
what you're going to logically want to put your red pieces in that gap, but that's going to cost you precious seconds if you have to do that over and over again.
Yeah, it hurt to watch because Dawn had to burn a couple of double reds, and you hate to see that. I mean, double reds aren't the least common pill, but you hate to burn a double of any kind. Yep. And yeah, he had to do that early on.
And those tuck plays, I mean, it's the smart play, but the speed, even on a keyboard, you just have to be precise and spare the extra few seconds or milliseconds to place it in there correctly. And if you potential misdrops and the time wasted getting that in there perfectly. But Both players have 4 viruses left, and Dawn has the actual lead because of that time change.
Yeah, this is gonna be another close one.
On
As we see,
28,
yep,
and assuming
Doctor's being a little rough on him. Yep.
132, 4-second difference.
Yeah, so we've got ourselves a bit of a lead for JonDatFlindo and a really nice board setup for him to start this one out. Doesn't have a place for these blue reds, but he's going to figure something out. Dawn doesn't have a lot of place for blue, but where he does have a place is going to, I mean, he can really put a hurt on some blue pills or some blue viruses if he gets the right combination. See a lightning bolt from him. There it is, Mario fans.
Got an L, yeah, for John.
And JonDatFlindo with a little bit of a situation on that column 3. He's got that, that extra bit of red garbage. Interesting play, not taking care of it directly there. Looks like he might try to go horizontal. I'm not sure what he's. Oh, okay. I see what he's doing now.
There it is.
That's a nice combo. Now he has cut off the ability to take those 2 blues horizontally, so he's just gonna have to take care of everything the old-fashioned way.
Well, the game's got to give him the blue pieces first.
Yeah.
That's one of these situations you can frustrate. Oh man, we've all been here, folks.
Yes, we have. It seems to be where the doctor likes to put us most. But he does finally get the pills he needs out at a 307.
Dawn's going to be not too far behind here. This cross is going to be huge.
Yeah. So not quite the pace we saw from JonDatFlindo in the first game, but definitely still a solid pace. And just enough to stay ahead of Dawn, who's out at a 316.
8-second difference. Pretty freaking close. We are getting our money's worth. And if you think you're getting your money's worth, check out our Matcherino. I have to be a shameless shill for our Matcherino because this is our final year-end tournament, and we would like to reward our players, and we are allowing the community to make those contributions for that prize pool. We're already up to $150, and we're going to pay our top 4. And if we can get that up to $500 total, then we're going to pay our top 8. So, contribute if you'd like. If you don't, no pressure. We're glad you're watching. We would appreciate all of that.
I don't want to interrupt that.
Oh, no, it's important. But this is our one place to breathe because we're going to come up to a heck of a finish here.
Yeah, I was just going to say, while you were chatting, we did have a bit of some misdrops from both players, little bits of slowdown, but both of them have managed to recover. Dawn fighting through just not the pill sequences that he would like. JonDatFlindo slowly getting there, but he wants fat log. He's setting up for it. I think he might. I mean, he can
focus on that, and it just kills your game. So you got to really know when to abandon it.
Oh, I mean, he made the smart play, but it did take him down just right where it didn't need to happen.
55 and 453. So we are neck and neck.
Yeah, we're
final
off to the
level.
races. And it's hard to say which board is better. I like now what Dawn has done, but
might be a little too cute.
Nah, he worked it out. Now with John, he's running out of blue pretty quickly here, but he is finding some underneath. And I do like these triples and doubles that he's got lined up. That is really going to make his life really easy if he can get the right pills for it.
Oh, blue is we have a dearth of blue on John's board. This could be trouble if he gets blue bursted.
And meanwhile, Dawn is trying to set up these blues horizontally. He's got a lot of good ideas, and it's just a matter of where they're going to show up. But this board is getting a little complicated, a little fast for him. We'll see if that is going to be the deciding factor. I don't know if it will be. But we are very close now to the end of this one as both players just a few viruses left. This is
Boy, I don't know which. Okay,
was a
John's
nice
free and
combo.
clear.
Yep. But again, he's got that 8, 9, 10 second, but he's getting exactly the pills he needs. 634. That was his slowest time this match, but
I think
Tom's
it's gonna
only
be
got a
enough.
couple of
2
seconds.
seconds.
There it is.
Wow, wow. What a finish, though, guys.
So your winner in a stunning 8-9 matchup is JonDatFlindo. He will go on tomorrow to face the winner of DaveSmithSays and Frank, our 1 seed and 16 seed. That is going to be, it should be our first second round match tomorrow night. And man, if any of these go as well as this, if any of the matches tomorrow go half as well as this one, Bidwell, we're in for a heck of a day.
And now we talk about the Speed Championship as we get into our first match here, and I bring in my associate in the booth here, JonDatFlindo, who we were just speaking of. There's our select screen right there. So Frank and DaveSmithSays the 1 versus the 16. Flindo, I know Frank is a juggernaut, but Dave Smith is no slouch.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of Dave, the other day in my stream, we were doing some races, and DaveSmithSays joined in, and he was putting up some pretty good times. So I know he's hoping to replicate that here today, and maybe take at least one game, and maybe the whole match off of Frank.
And what's interesting here is this is Dave Smith's 29th tournament, the most of any player in DrMC. 26 times in the top 16, 3 silver. The only one he's missed was in September of last year, and he is a silver tournament winner. Frank, on the other hand, what more can be said about Frank? Frank is 20-0. He is the first player to sweep the entire bracket, not give up a single loss. He's done that both in May 2021 and 2022. A former world record holder. We know Frank's capability here. But when it comes down to it, anything can happen here. You could see it upset. We've seen the 16 take the 1 down before.
Absolutely, and I'm just really excited for this match. I think this is going to be an absolute slugfest between both of these players, as we're just going to allow them to finish warming up. I think Dave might be finishing up here.
Okay, Dave is reset.
And we do have readies from both our players in the chat.
Well, let's get to it. You're not here to listen to us talk. You're here to see some top quality Dr. Mario. So let's do the countdown. The Dave, our contributor of the year, kicking it off. 3, 2, 1, and pills, and we are off. And this is a truly international bracket. We have players from Turkey. We have players from the US. We've had players from Canada. And, of course, Frank from Japan. As these players already off. Dave is already looking to set up a combo on that right side, Flindo. Looks like he's holding out for a double blue, and that's always a really risky proposition.
Yeah, fortunately, he is going to get it. Oh, but I don't know if he meant to put it there. He is going to get another one, and it's going to bail him out. So very fortunate RNG for DSS, as he's down to 19 viruses left. Over on Frank's side, we've got 17 viruses left, and we do have about a 4-second differential on our timers between our players. A bit of a spire there for Frank, though, in his column 4, JB.
Yeah, and he's looking like he's going to be able to drill down it at his leisure. But I think he's just going to try to work around here and maybe address the garbage in column 2. He sees that yellow set of garbage, and he is going to tuck that under, get himself a fat bolt. He's already down to 9 and playing a tight board. That's what Frank's style is. Meanwhile, Dave Smith playing a little bit more scattered. The middle of his board, Flindo, looking to be the real tough spot here.
Yeah, we mentioned the spire on column 4 and Frank's board, and DaveSmithSays had the really nice, the exact same thing on his board. He did have a fat log there at the bottom of his board a little bit ago, as Frank out of his level 6 at about a 120.
Yeah, Frank absolutely flying through, and we're seeing just some great precision play here. This is one of Frank's great strengths. He has some of the best board vision in the game. He'll look 2, 3, even 4 rows down to see what plays he can make. Maybe holding out for a double red here. Not quite going to get it. Smith out at 148. as he is now starting to attack 9 or 7. I know how to count.
It happens. It's gonna be a long day, but we're all gonna get through it together as our players making quick work of their respective level 7s. Dave Smith says has a bit of an issue here. I like that tuck that he did with that yellow blue. Gonna take a little bit of the drop time, but it's gonna be pretty clean for him. As Frank already down to 13, now 12 viruses.
And blue reds are going to be a really tough proposition here for Dave Smith, as he does get a couple of clears there. You see most of the center of that board is yellow and blue, almost exclusively blue. So he's really going to have to make some quick decisions here, and you're going to see him start thinking horizontally as he is now down to 15, but Frank down to 5 here as he's approaching his end game with a very clean board.
Yeah, really liking Frank's board right now. He's just going to have to hope that the doctor provides with those reds, which so far he is. He's just going to need 2 more. There's one, and there's the other. Out at a 253. Fantastic time by Frank as he moves into his level 8.
But don't count Dave Smith out just yet. He is hung up a little bit on that right side. But what I'm seeing him do here is he's trying to manipulate the garbage so as to get a little bit of help on that side, maybe trying to set up for that horizontal. No, he is going to go vertical with it, and he is playing the stack over on that right side last, and I think that's a really smart play.
Yeah, and that's one thing about Dave Smith says is he's got an eye for those combos, and it makes him a really good versus player. And it does have a bit of an advantage for him here in his speed running too. We're just gonna have to hope that he can bring this back as he's about 14 viruses down from Frank right now.
And a lightning bolt from Frank here, as he's got a very speedrun friendly board, a lot of doubles on that board. He's going to get this beautiful cross, takes yellow out of the equation, so yellow not of any use to him. This is really where you're going to see these players start to shine. When your back's up against the wall a little bit, you don't have that one color to help you out. You've got to start getting smart with your plays. We're seeing it here. Although, Flindo, I'm really concerned here as Frank's seems like he doesn't know what he wants to do with that bottom section. Looks like he has it figured out, but looks like maybe he wanted to go horizontal for everything, and he's just getting so much yellow that may be impossible.
Yeah, the yellow has been a real pain point for him. This red yellow is going to be really nice though. But he got it, and I didn't even see it. He manages to clear out the red horizontally and the blue horizontally. Out at a 433, about a 15 virus lead on Dave Smith Says right now, who is making some really nice plays. Fantastic horizontal combo right there. Blue right now, not really what he wants to see though. I would really like to see him get these yellows horizontally and open up that blue there in his column 4.
Yeah, the yellow line of garbage, it might eliminate the chance to get some horizontal clears. But a nice undertuck there by Dave Smith, and there's the drop we were looking for. Now he's available to get those yellows horizontally in row 3 if he wants to. Looks like he is going to do that. He's down to 3, and he's free and clear here. Going to get another horizontal and then go for that red. Try to eliminate drop time. We'll see how this last sequence goes. Saw that he wasn't getting another yellow on his next. A good play there, out at 532. But Frank looking to start running away with this as he's already halfway through 9 with a big fat lightning bolt.
Yeah, Frank is just, it's Frank. He's an amazing player, and he's living up to his reputation here as he has just flown through this level 9, already down to 10 viruses left at a 551 right now down to 9. Dave Smith Says, however, holding his own and just doing his best to try and keep up with Frank as best he can. The RNG, I feel like, has been a little bit not his friend today, this match, but it's not something that he can't overcome.
I absolutely agree here. Frank just looking for one more red, and he's going to be out at a blazing 613. He's going to take game number 1. And Flindo, you've got to wonder, Frank just lost in the finals last year to Inphlox. So, he's very, very hungry to get that championship because he was just so close as we see Dave Smith top out there with 20 viruses remaining.
Yeah, it was, man, I still remember watching it. It was an absolute slugfest between Frank and Inphlox. And Frank is out for blood this year, looking to get that revenge. Possibly meet Inphlox in the finals. I think the bracket works out to where that could happen. But yeah, Frank is hungry for this, and that block that we just saw, it's apparent.
Frank has been riding a 20-match winning streak this year. Absolutely just insane how well Frank is. And no one has been able to take him down in 2022. Will it come down to another bracket elimination? We will have to see. But right now, we're going to get started on match 2 as we have the countdown 3, 2, 1, and pills as we are off here. Remember, folks, if you are enjoying this and want to help support these competitors, we are doing a Matcherino where our players will receive additional prize funding right now. If we hit $500, we will be able to pay out the top 8, which we haven't been able to do in previous years. So if you'd like to contribute, please do so. Anyways, we're going to get started here. We're about 30 seconds in. Both these players playing very, very well. It's a tale of 2 split boards right now. It's a little bit more precarious for Dave Smith as he's just got an absolute stack of viruses here. And it seems like there's been a couple of misdrops on his side, Flindo.
Yeah, Dave, unfortunately, his very first pill, he had a yellow-blue that he flipped it the wrong way there on his column 7 and 8, and that slowed him down a little bit. And just looking at his board right now, he is going to have to sacrifice some drop time if he's going to be able to clear out this garbage. Meanwhile, Frank already down to 7 viruses left, now 5. He's just going to need a ton of yellows to get out of this level 6, JB.
Yeah, and I really like what he's doing here. He's setting it up so he can just clear the blues out and be free and clear. Gets the double. The double yellow comes in, 1:16, another blazing fast time for Frank here.
Yeah, and I believe that's the same time he got out in his last block. So fantastic
darn close,
consistency by Frank.
All right, 29 viruses to go. We see Dave Smith making a really nice recovery. That's a huge double blue for him, so he's just going to need reds to get out, and has that entire right side of the board for anything he doesn't need. But here come the last couple of reds, and there's 2 and there's 3 out at 1:51. But again, Dave Smith playing against the 8 ball right now, as it is almost half of a level advantage for our 1 seed Frank.
Yeah, Dave Smith has a really interesting board. It's very right heavy, and a lot of blues and a lot of yellows there on that right side. He's only got 5 red viruses, 6, excuse me, I can count. 6 red viruses total on his board. And it's going to be really interesting to see how the pills fall and how he's able to do this really nice double blue there. Really nice combo by Dave.
And that's one of Dave's strengths. He just is able to just make really good combos go off just in transition. And we're seeing him go to work here as he's caught up to Frank right now. And now has taken the lead 7-8 right now. It's going to be a little bit interesting to see how he plays this end game here, looking to get that tuck underneath, maybe eyeballing across here. And I think that is the play. Excuse me. Oh, no, he is going to get the drop here and is going to be out free and clear. And it looks like he's going to hold a lead on Frank right now, John, as it is a 3:05. So if my math's right, that's about 1:16 right in that area as we saw Frank beat the first stage in this run.
Yeah, that was just an amazing level by Dave. I was concerned looking at the beginning of the board how stacked to the right it was, but he just played that phenomenally as Frank is now out at a 320. So looking to catch back up, get back in this game. It's only a 10 virus deficit for him, and we've seen Frank, just blaze through these levels, and right now this is anybody's game.
But we're seeing Dave just on a mission right now, just churning out clears. You're seeing that board vision from Dave, getting some tuck plays underneath. I think that combo that he made in the middle of 7, I think that really motivated him to push a little harder here, as it is now 14-25 here. We crossed the 4-minute mark now, just about for both players. And this is some really, really friendly RNG for Dave. There's another double, and he combos another 2 off the board. And, I think he wanted to flip that down, but it doesn't matter. He's going to clear the garbage and get set up here for another play. He's down to 7 here. This is phenomenal play from DaveSmithSays right now,
Absolutely. And Frank making some really nice plays of his own. You're going to see him setting up for this this garbage drop there on his column 3 to clear out the blue horizontally. He just needs the yellow pills to gain access to it. And right now the doctor just not providing. So
But
he's doing what he can.
Here comes Dave out at a 440 going into 9.
Wow.
Can't get complacent here. You just got to keep churning. We're seeing Dave just absolutely going off right now as he is at about to cross the 5-minute mark. You're getting some double yellows. Doesn't have any use for him. He really needs red help here. As Frank out at a 457. It's a 5 virus deficit here for the 1 seed. As Dave Smith looking to go off. Ooh, that's a dangerously high board. But we're going to see a combo go off here and another setup for Dave Smith. He's at 29. Now he's down to 28 as we cross the 5-minute and 15-second mark. Another double. That's going to drop the blue garbage down, but it's out of sight, out of mind now for DaveSmithSays. He's playing a very diverse board.
Yeah, and I like Frank's board just a little bit better. He's got a lot more horizontal combo opportunities. A really nice cross combo there by Frank. Holy cow, that was amazing to see.
And that gave him...
We are now neck and neck.
We are neck and neck. That gave Frank a slight lead, but here comes Dave Smith again. He's holding out for that blue. He's going to get it. Here comes a drop. More garbage on that left side, but now it is a manageable situation. 16-17 here as we cross the 6-minute mark for both these players. Dave Smith's kind of getting handcuffed on that left side. What a tuck play. He's going to keep things alive. He is down to 15. Frank down to 11. Frank needing a lot of yellow-red help and not getting it. He's going to get this drop down, and he is now down to single digits first. But here comes Dave Smith. Dave Smith has now opened up that left side. He can really start to do some damage here. It's 10-6. It's going to need to be a lot of yellow help for Frank.
Yeah, and Dave Smith says, oh, with this double red, a really nice combo. Frank out at a 629.
What a competition there, and Dave Smith cannot be mad at that. He played phenomenally in the middle of that second game, but Frank was able to pull it out, a 645. Wow. Dave Smith had a chance to send that to a decider, fell just short. Great effort for both players.
Absolutely. Wow, what a match. And Frank will go on to play me in round 2. So, nervousness coming.
So, yeah, no pressure, Flindo.
Yeah.
You have to call who you're facing next. That's always jaunting. Anyways, folks, we're going to take a quick break here. When we come back, it will be our next matchup. Watchmuh, the 5 seed, versus the reigning champion Inphlox. That's going to be one you're going to want to keep your eyes on. This is the Dr. Mario Championship. We'll be back. And welcome back to the Dr. Mario Championship. Once again, my name is JB Henry. I'll be joined by JonDatFlindo in just a moment. Again, this is our end-of-year speedrun championship, our 3rd annual tournament. We've seen Dmwit win it. We've seen Inphlox win it. We're going to crown a 3rd winner here today. I'm very, very excited about it. Our next match, Watchmuh versus Inphlox. We'll have that for you in just a moment. And again, if you want to help contribute to the prize fund, we are doing a matcherino. Larva will be posting it in the chat. And I just want to give some quick shout outs to some folks who have contributed. Myself, Angry Green, and I don't see the full name and I apologize. Travis Hill and Larva 12. Combined, we've got $150 so far in the prize pool. And again, if we get to that $500 mark, we will pay out to top 8. Which we've never been able to do before. So we really, really appreciate your contributions. And we really appreciate the contributions of these 2 players, Flindo, Watchmuh and Inphlox. This is Watchmuh coming in as a 5 seed, 13-6 this year. He won the September bracket. He was a 6 seed and was ousted in round 1 last year. Meanwhile, Inphlox, he was 8-0 this year, one of our 2 undefeated players, 17-4 all time. Hasn't been able to appear much due to life commitments. But you know, he is our 2021 speedrun champion, beating Frank in an epic match last year.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Inphlox came in last year and just absolutely blew everybody away with how fast he progressed. But you know, Watchmuh is a really great player too. You know, he won in September of this year. He made it all the way to the finals in November. So this is going to be a really great match. I'm excited to call this, and I'm just excited to see some great Dr. Mario right now.
Watchman's going to have to come up with 25 seconds off of his average here to meet Inphlox's average. However, Watchmuh does have one of the best 6 to 9 times in history at a 5:33. So something to watch for here as we get readies from our players. We have an Inphlox ready. I think we're just waiting on a Watchmuh ready. Watchmuh repping the Vampire Wario from Dr. Mario 64. Inphlox repping the 2022 Versus Championship shirt and looking awfully cozy.
And we have it ready from Watchmuh. That we have readies from both our players. And our countdown 3, 2, 1, and pills as we go off into this first match.
I'm really excited for this. Don't let the seeding fool you. Inphlox is a lot better than that 12 seed, and Watchmuh is also a really good player. To me, this has a semifinals or finals feel to it, and you're going to see that a lot this weekend. These are our best players going to town here, and Watchmuh starting off with a bit of a struggle, not a lot of red access, so he's really having to finagle these red yellows to really work for him here. And now he's getting red blues. He just needs something. He has cracked open the middle of his board. He's down to 23, but Inphlox already off to the races, Flindo.
Yeah, Inphlox had a really low starting board, and it's just allowed him to just fly through this level 6 so far. Already down to 9 viruses left and 43 seconds on his timer, which is just blazing. He is going to need a bit of red help to open up the rest of this board. So it's just going to come down to the RNG right now.
And RNG now finally giving the double blues that Watchmuh has so desperately been wanting for, I don't know, the entire board. 10 viruses to go to Inphlox's 3. He's got the open horizontal on both sides, and I think that's going to be his game plan, and he is going to be out at a minute 11. Make a wish.
Holy cow. But Watchmuh not too far behind. He just needs this yellow and a couple more reds. There's the red, the yellow, there's one red, and waiting for one more. He's going to be out at a 1:29, which is still a very respectable time.
A very good time. You're always shooting for under 90 seconds on those levels. And we're seeing Watchmuh immediately go to town here, really trying to close this gap. It's only a 7 virus gap, and we're just seeing these 1 pill clears, 0 drop clears, absolute speed play to its extreme here from Watchmuh as he's down to 24, and Inphlox playing now a slightly split board, Flindo.
Yeah, I was just thinking, I really like Watchmuh's board better than Inphlox's. He's got a lot of opportunities to really get those clumped together pills and just make some really nice combos out of them. While Inphlox's board, it was really split as he was starting, but he's managed to bring it down quite a bit. He's down to 7 viruses left. I'm going to take out his final blue, really hoping for maybe a red yellow, and there it is to start working on that yellow there in his column 1. And he's just going to need one more yellow and one more red, and there it is, and he'll be out at a 2:35.
So another amazingly fast time here, but we're seeing Watchmuh starting to build the blocks here. I might have tucked that double red over to the right to open up the yellow. It looks like he's going to have to force drop clears, which are always a little bit of a pain in the neck for our players, but we're seeing Watchmuh get a good ending sequence here, just needing yellow out at 2:58. So while Watchmuh still behind here, I'm loving this board he's just received for 8.
Yeah, this is a really nice board for Watchmuh. You see all these reds that are kind of clumped together. Really gonna allow him to set up some really nice combos. Might have. Well, never mind. That was a double blue, not a blue yellow. I was gonna say I might have dropped that down, but no. Watchmuh knows what he's doing, and I don't apparently. So,
well, we'll see. We'll put that to the test a little bit later on today for you. But for right now, it is 18-14 as Watchmuh has been going absolutely ham on this level 8. He's already down to 16, looking to try to get back into this game. That end game's starting to look a little messy, but we'll see what he's able to do here. I don't necessarily agree with that placement of that red-blue down in the corner. We'll see how things go with that. We're going to see a tuck play here. It is still 15-14, but both these players playing a little bit messy on the boards. It is now 9-6 here, as it is 4 minutes and change in this first round.
Yeah, and you saw Inphlox setting up for a giant hero combo. He had one yellow clear out that I don't think he intended to clear out.
But look at this combo.
Ooh, nice play by Watchmuh.
Nice combo up by Watchmuh. That makes this essentially tied going into 9. Not a lot of red representation. We'll see how that works out for Watchmuh. Meanwhile, Inphlox is starting to just hammer the down button. He's just so good at determining where he wants to go. And as I say that, it looks like he made a play he may not have agreed with. You saw that body language there. It is still a dead heat as Watchmuh looking to set up a cross combo here, and nicely done, setting things up on that right side as well. Really brilliantly played here. It's still just a very slight lead for Inphlox.
Yeah, you mentioned Inphlox with that that little bit of body language. Inphlox really detests that drop time, and anytime he has to take more than about a row or two, it really gets to him. But he's recovered really nicely. But Watchmuh has really worked to keep this a close game. It's only about a 2 virus differential right now. This could go now up to 6, but it could go either way. Watchmuh's pain point right now is he's just got all this red on his top line, and the doctor has not really given him the pills to work it out.
We're starting to see that maybe he is now, as it is 11-9 here. We get into this end game. This is where things get exciting, folks. And it looks like, maybe he was trying to eyeball a quad with those blues, but I think that's the right play. Keep this board separated here, as it is 2-6, though, as Inphlox just needing 3 blues to get out. We're going to see if a comeback can be mounted. How is this RNG going to treat Watchmuh? It's not going to be enough. At a 6:08, Inphlox takes game number 1, but what a showing late game from Watchmuh.
Yeah, really great play by both our players. And unfortunately, the RNG just shoving it in Watchmuh's face out at a 6:22 there. A really great play by both our players. I'm excited. I don't know about you guys, but I'm excited for this next match. I'd really love to see this go to a decider.
We all would. We love deciders here. They bring the drama. We love the excitement. But still, as we talk, 14 seconds may seem like a long time, but in Dr. Mario, that's literally 3 or 4 viruses with how well these players play. It's that close.
Yeah, that's 14 seconds. That's nothing. That's nothing in this game. And a really great play by Watchmuh, a really great play by Inphlox. Man, I just at a loss for words right now. That was phenomenal.
Getting readies right now from Watchmuh and Inphlox. And we are going to get things fired off once again. Dave keeping things under control, and 3, 2, 1 and pills as we go to game 2, levels 6 through 9. As Watchmuh gets started, and now Inphlox gets started with an immediate 1 pill clears. So already trying to look for that pill advantage here. Good boards from both players. Everything seems to be really blocked into that lower left corner for Inphlox. So that's really where you're going to start him to see an attack here. Really wants to start getting into that corner. Meanwhile, there's nothing on the bottom for Watchmuh, meaning drop time is going to be a very slight factor. But the benefit is if there's pieces he doesn't need, he can just deposit them into that first row.
Yeah, and Watchmuh's making some really great plays. You're going to see him set up here for this horizontal drop combo. Really nice play there by Watchmuh. Watchmuh's got a heck of a lot of yellow, though, on his top board. Nice play with that double blue to get that horizontally. He has right now taken a lead over Inphlox.
And 5 viruses is a pretty good lead here early on, as blue is coming for Watchmuh, and he's not getting a lot of it. Meanwhile, Inphlox holding on. We're going to see him pop this combo off, a big combo, waiting for that one piece. It can be beneficial, but right now Watchmuh is just needing a little bit of help in the red department, and he's just decided, no, I'm going to clear this manually. We'll clear the red one last. That's a good play. out at a minute 26 as Inphlox just needing one more yellow, and he will get it. He's out just 3 seconds away at a minute 29.
Wow, absolutely great by both players. I really like the decision by Watchmuh to, because you could see he was setting up for a big hero combo to clear it out all at once. I really like the decision he made to just end the combo and clear it all individually. I think that was the right play, and it was very good foresight by Watchmuh, as he is down to 20 viruses left on his level 7, but Inphlox down to 22 right now, so a really close game so far.
Inphlox dropping those blue pieces down, just dealing with them later. The problem is that blue garbage is bunched around a lot of other blue pills, so he's going to have to get creative here, and you're seeing him just burn a couple of double yellows just to try to get some better RNG. 13-17 here is Watchmuh's big problem is he's getting a lot of blue, yet all of his blue is impacted with a lot of yellow and red around it. We're going to see a nice double clear here, and I thought maybe he was going to go vertically with that red yellow. Didn't do it, but down to 8 viruses. Both players here. A slightly cleaner board for the 5 seed as Inphlox looks like he's just kind of over swimming some stuff.
Yeah, and Inphlox has been waiting for that blue horizontal, which he did finally get to clear out that little bit of viruses. He's just going to need 2 more reds, and he'll be out of this level 7. And coming back and pulling a lead on Watchmuh. But Watchmuh not far behind. He only needs 2 more reds. There's one. There's the other out of the 306. It's a very close match still.
It's these end games are all about a balance of, setting up the combo that you want and figuring out a good way to abandon it safely without any sort of mess on the board. As we saw a nice 1-pill triple there horizontally from Watchmuh. He's down to 31 here, and it looks like Watchmuh starting to pull away. This is a really good board. It's got just a couple of nice flat sequences, which really allows you to plan minimal drop time.
Yeah, and I've been wondering how Watchmuh was going to handle that little bit of red garbage that he left, and he just did it beautifully. And he's just trying to catch back up to Inphlox right now, who is down to 15 viruses, but Watchmuh down to 18. It's a really close match. Wow, really nice drop combo from Inphlox there.
And I think the play here is to set up and get that red to fall down. It looks like he's going to go horizontally here as well and get these yellows off, really trying to open up a lot of double possibilities as I'm now seeing on the board. We're going to see here a nice play from Watchmuh. He is going to be down to 8. Inphlox, a little bit jammed up, but this blue-red is going to be helpful and makes that nice switch. This is a good combo here from Watchmuh. Went suddenly from 6 to 1. Inphlox out at about a 423, but it's a 431 here as both these players going into 9. Absolutely crucial here for Watchmuh. We're going to see him play a lot more aggressively than normal.
Yeah, absolutely. And against a player like Inphlox, you almost have to, because you know that it's going to be a tough match, and Inphlox isn't one to make a lot of mistakes. So on your side, if you make the single, any tiny mistake, that's going to give Inphlox a chance to really pull ahead. And so we're going to see Watchmuh, as you said, play a little bit more aggressively. Hopefully that will be aggressive and not dropping those misplays.
And we saw a big struggle from Watchmuh on that top right of the board. He was really trying to set up for a drop cross and just was not getting the double blue from the doctor. So really had to get creative to abandon it. But we're really seeing him storm back here as it is just it was a 4 virus advantage, but a big combo by Inphlox now has separated this to 8. And it's just a lot of red blanketing this board. And that double red is going to be helpful for Watchmuh. He's going to get another double. It is 19-12 though. So again, Watchmuh's really going to have to start pulling on the speed here, as it is 18 now to 11 and a nice double there. We're seeing this board vision come into play from Watchmuh. He's going to get that horizontal, setting up for another potential horizontal on that bottom row. He is down to 14, but Inphlox down to 8. He's going to get the horizontal and a second horizontal down to 6. It's really going to come down to how he handles that right side and not going for the drop time. He doesn't like playing that. As we've said, it is now 6-3. Watchmuh down to his final 5, but pinned in the corner. Inphlox just needing 2 red. Is he going to get them in time? There's one. And we've lost Inphlox.
Oh,
Stand by, folks.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got him back at a 622. So that is
Wow.
official. Oh,
That's
so
a way to end the match.
Inphlox is going to take the upset over Watchmuh, 622 to 634. Again, 12 seconds. These players are just so closely matched. It was a very, very difficult 9 for Watchmuh. And Inphlox will be advancing. And according to my bracket, he will be taking on the winner of our next match coming up right after this, Swong versus Dars. I'm going to be hopping out of the booth, and JonDatFlindo, I assume, has some practice to do.
Yeah.
So, John, thank you so much for your time with us today, and best of luck in the rest of the championship.
Thank you. Stay tuned, guys. You are watching the Dr. Mario Championship. We will be right back.
And welcome back to the Dr. Mario Championship, our year-end finals. I'm Mook Librarian, and joining me is Larva12. Larva, we have seen some good matches already today, and we are getting ready to watch a really good one. What do you think about that?
I'm really excited. I know today's a long day for everybody, but I'm strapped in, ready to go, got my drinks. So as you can see here, we have our wonderful graphic made by
I
some
wonder.
person. Um this is actually the Dr. Mario 64 character select screen. So right now you can see we have Swong versus Dars. Anything you can tell me about this matchup, Ook?
Well, before we do that, I do want to mention one of our board certifications that we had last night. I know it was a shorter stream, so a lot of folks might have missed it. We wanted to say congratulations to Betty B, who is our most improved player of 2022. So, Betty, thank you for being a wonderful person. And if you're interested in watching Betty play, you get a chance to see her next week in our silver bracket. But you asked about Swong versus Dars, so let's talk a
Yes, I
little
did.
bit about these two. So Swong is our number 4 seed this year, and he's put together a 14-5 record and has really just hit his stride as the year has progressed. You can see if you've been watching, you know he's our November 2022 champ. He's a 2-time finalist. He won our Versus championship. Swong has really just set himself up as one of the top players. Now, Dars has also been a strong player, and he has been with us forever. Dars was actually in the inaugural tournament back in May 2020 and has been in 25 tournaments all time. So just a great player, but he is giving up almost about 40 seconds worth of best time and about 20 seconds worth of average in this level block. So it's going to be interesting to see what they can do.
Yeah, we do see a lot of both of these players, to be honest, all the time. Uh, Not only did Swung win our Versus Championship in November, he also won our first regional Versus tournament in August, in Arizona. So it has, especially the second half of the year, has kind of been the year of Swung. But I know Dars is not going to take that line down. He's going to do as best as he can and just see how he does against Swung, who does change up how he plays based on whether he is playing versus or playing speedrun. Even though he's very combo heavy, he still does that.
Now we're getting the real question is what music is Swong going to pick as we get our 3, 2, 1 pills in the chat. He's going to leave it on chill. And you'll notice, I don't know if we've mentioned it. I've been mostly listening to the stream as I've been working on some of the notes. You'll notice that if you're new, a lot of players, it really they'll play on they'll play on medium, they'll play on high. Not in the verses, but in the speed. That is really just a matter of choice, and you can see that by the fact that Swong is playing on high and Dars is playing on medium.
Mhm. And there are advantages and disadvantages to each one of those. So there isn't really a right answer, even though, some of us do think there is a right and a wrong answer. Um, in all actuality, there is no right and wrong for that. It's how you want to play, and what style works best for you. Um, Swang just plays pretty fast all the time, but I know Frank, our number one seed, he plays on medium. He does not play on high. So I know that's a question we get a lot from newer players. Which speed should I play on? It's up to you. Just don't play on low.
Yeah, low's a bit of a rough one. As Swang not playing on low, not playing slow at all. He's out at a 118. Got some pretty good RNG toward the end there, but you could see him kind of shake his head. He had a 50-50 he had to make a choice about, and he wasn't real happy with his choice. As Dar's out at about a 128.
hmm And I actually like Dars's top line a little bit more than Swang's. There's not a lot of yellow access for Swang. There's really just a lot of red and a little bit of blue. So I like that Dars has a little bit more access to every single color.
And that's that's just going to test Swang's ingenuity. And as you can tell, he's a versus champion. Ingenuity is kind of what you have to have when you're a versus champion. So being very creative in your play style, that's really been a hallmark of Swang's play, and you're going to see, or you already have seen that, because he's already almost down to the bottom of this board. He's a little spired on column 3 though, so that's going to be a bit of a pain point. Not too much, but now he has blocked off this double, so he's going to have to do a little bit of extra work to get those double yellows down, or those double reds, I mean, down on the bottom. Figures out a way to do it. Meanwhile, on Dar's side, he has definitely worked his way back up. Now he's just 3 viruses away from finishing up his level as well.
Dars earlier had a really nice fat log, followed immediately by a sweet tea. I was very excited about that. Swang's out first, but Dars is only he's right behind him, both out by 3 minutes into level 8. That's really good.
I think I saw about a 3-second time difference, as that's a heck of a combo by Swang. But it did eat up a little bit of time, and as a result, on virus count, these two are tied up. And with a small advantage on time, that means Dars is just a few seconds ahead.
hmm And Dars is thinking about the moves that he's making. You've seen him move the pill around a little bit, kind of thinking, okay, where do I want to put this? Trying to make the absolute best choice. And we do see other participants do that too. Frank is very notorious for moving his pill around, as well as ACMLM in the SNES area of Dr. Mario. He also moves his pill around when he's trying to figure out what he wants to do. I think that helps with vision. They can see a little bit better where they want to put everything. But Dars is down to 3, Swang is down to 5. Now Dars is at 1. He just needs 1 blue to be out.
And now Swang is
Oh,
committing to this horizontal. So yeah, Dar's out at a 425. Swang is going to be out at a 434. So about a 10-second time difference between these two now. So that's something that if Swang wants to get this game won, he's going to have to come up with in this last level.
exactly. I don't really have a favorite board. I think they're both pretty decent. They're both pretty balanced. Dars only has 1 virus in the very first row, so that can potentially impact him with some drop time. So he does have to be careful with that. But I'm sure that Dars can already figure that out on his own.
Yeah, Dars has hit a point to where there's just a ton of red and not much else that he can do. So thankfully the doctor's giving him a lot of red, but that has given Swang a little bit of an opportunity to work his way back up. He's not quite there yet, and now he is actually sitting with no access to red. So both of these players looking for very different boards as we get
Mhm.
right here to the end of this first game. And
And
it is a tight one.
it is. Dars is almost free and clear. I believe he can take that red horizontally if he wishes. So he is just waiting for a few reds. Swang's also down to only reds.
And it's going to be a matter of which is going to come first. And it looks like it is going to be Dars getting it at 6:08. Swang still needs 2 more. There he's going to get it. 1, 2, 6:18. So 10 seconds. GG's to Dars for taking game number 1 in this best of 3 matchup.
Yes, GG. They are only 10 seconds apart. That's, as you can tell, that's 2 or 3 pills and maybe some mediocre RNG. So, and it's a 618. That's nothing to sneeze at. So,
These are 2
GG's to
great
both
times.
players.
Absolutely. As we get ready for this game 2, these two did meet once. Swang has a 1-1 or 1-0 advantage, but you throw everything out the window whenever the next month's games start. And we do have a prediction into chat. Do we go to a decider? That is, will Swang win game number 2? Go ahead and get your points in. I will be refraining, but mostly because I think it's a fool's bet either way. There's no telling where this one's going to go, and I love it. We've got our 3-2-1 pills. We got some boards up. Larva, what do you see on the boards?
So I see both have not great access to yellow. But especially Swang is trying to open that up. He is always very aware of things like that. So especially if you watch him play, he will actually talk about it in his stream. So I actually, when we have new players say, who should I watch? Swang is one of those people because he'll actually talk you through what he thinks and what he needs to do. So he does
Talking while you
know
play this game, not
that he
easy.
needs to have all of that. Dars, on the other hand, is extremely split board. He's got in column 1 and then column 6, 7, 8. So we'll see. And he'll probably take out that garbage. Yeah, on the right side with that double yellow. Good bracket clear. That a bracket clear can help avoid drop time. So some very good heads up play from Dars. So let's see how he finishes this out.
Meanwhile, Swang has been fighting some misdrops, some just garbage. He's had a lot of. It's just been a rough level 6 for him. He's out at a 128, which is a great time. Just 3 seconds behind Dars, but it's not the sort of level that he wants to be playing. I know, but overall, good play by both of our players. But um, with facing down elimination, Swang is hoping for a little bit more out of some of his plays, and this one's going to be a good one to get him started.
He does have a lot of red on that right side that he does need to deal with, as well as some garbage. So not entirely sure how he's gonna try to deal with that, but knowing Swang, he has some crafty ideas up his sleeve.
Yeah, he's already made a commitment for those lower 2 reds to be in horizontal. There's really nothing else he can do, and this double is going to give him a lot of help with that. In fact, it's a double blitz. We'll know that blitz is over whenever he gets a red-yellow. There it is. That is just one of the quirks of the game, folks. But Swang has managed to creep his way back into the lead, just needing one more blue pill half. He's out at a 245. But Dars is not going to be very far behind. He just needs 3 more yellow.
Exactly. And then Swang does have some good double opportunities on this board. He's already oh, and that is definitely a misdrop on that column 6. Hopefully he'll be able to figure out a good way to clear that up. But that will give Dars some time to work on his level 8 and potentially catch up.
Yeah, a misdrop at that height can be catastrophic. Luckily, he's got the ability to clear out those double reds from the underneath, and it was probably going to do so so that he can then access the blues from underneath as well. And it's going to mean some drop time, but it's also going to disregard. And you can see there's the
There we
lightning
go.
bolt. That's the best play to
hmm
do for it. Yeah, it caused some drop time, but it took care of the problem.
Yeah, and sometimes that's you have to balance that with fixing a mistake because a mistake is going to happen to everyone. Um, Even if
Some
you're
of us more than
Swong, even
others.
if you're Frank, everybody's gonna make a mistake, and you got to learn how to clean it. Um, so he did, he kept his cool, um, and cleaned it up the best way he could.
Yeah, and with this bottom line, with not a whole lot of just clearance on it, Dars is having a bit of a fight with it. As the doctor's given Swong the business when it comes to RNG, he's out at a 434, and Dar's out at a 433. So these two again, just neck and neck. This is going to come down again to level 9. And we
Mhm.
saw what happened in the last game. It is going to be an exciting setup coming up right here.
I'm actually leaning forward toward my computer watching this. I'm very excited. I love all out sprints at the finish. So we'll see how they both handle this.
Really nice horizontal from Swong. Again, as we saw with the last game, he's thinking aggressively. He's thinking, what's it going to take? You can see that he's setting up just a hero combo here. He just needs 2 blues to set it off. Unfortunately, the doctor not giving him very much in the way of blues. He is getting garbage that he can use, but there it is. Here it comes. Hopefully he doesn't break the game. Don't break the game, Swong. Please don't break the game. Okay, he didn't break the game. Uh, that can happen, folks.
Don't break the
Uh,
game.
and yeah, so now he's got to deal a little bit with the aftermath of what he had to set down. And it's going to be a question of can he be fast enough? Dars is definitely
hmm
proving that he can be. And it's coming down to the wire here.
hmm Both players are only down to 1 yellow, so and both of their yellows are pretty buried. So right now they don't want anything to do with yellow. No yellows at all. They just want reds and blues. Um, so again, we'll see how the doctor rewards or punishes as he sees fit. Um, but we're almost tied 6. Well, actually, we are tied 6-6.
Oh, this
So
is going to
this
be tight.
is exactly. Oh,
Yeah,
Dar's is
Dars
setting up
has
a
a
he's setting up a sweet tea combo.
Yeah, but Swong is now down to just needing 3 more reds. I think he's going to take it on the screen, but oh, it is going to be Dars at a 642 and
Wow.
Swong out at a 650. So with a 2-0, Dars continues on. GG's to Swong, GG's to Dars. Dars will now be facing Watchmuh, who you just saw win his last, or sorry, Inphlox, who you just saw win his last match. So that is going to be a 12-13 setting up here in just a little bit in our second round. But GG's to both players, and that was just a heck of a match.
Exactly. That two, two great sets by two very, very good players. And as we said before, this is basically it's Saturday, so any given Saturday situation. And just because someone is a 13 seed doesn't necessarily mean that they can't beat a 4 seed or a 1 seed or anything like that. So if there's any time for an upset, it's now.
Absolutely. All right. Well, we've got quite a bit left to play, so we are going to take a break, get set up for our next match. You are watching the Dr. Mario Championship Finals Tournament. We'll be right back.
Atalito is actually a part of our next match. It's going to be Atalito, our number 3 seed versus BSG 4000, our founder and fearless leader at the 14 seed. So what can you tell me about that, Ook?
Well, as you said, Atalito is a new-ish player. I mean, he's become such a stalwart here. It's kind of hard to call him anything but that. But I gotta say, Adelito is also one of the most dedicated players, as it's I think 2 a.m. over where he is right now. It's ridiculously late. If it's not now, it will be by the time the semis are over, or by the time the next round is over. Chris Bidwell, as you said, our founder and one of the fearless leaders of this tournament. Uh, both of these guys come from a Tetris background and are just great guys to hang out with. Well, I haven't hung out with Adelito enough to say that, but I can guess he's a great guy to hang out with. But both strong players, and man, oh man, I can't wait to see what they put up for us. Adelito does have about a 30-second advantage in average in this level block, so it's going to be interesting to see what he can do. Both of these guys have made finals, but neither one has won a tournament yet, so let's see what happens.
Hmm. Adelito is playing the home strat, whereas Chris Bidwell is playing the game store strat. Um, and I don't know if he's sitting or standing, but most likely we'll see Bidwell stand. He does like to play standing up.
And we do have a prediction up on this one. Question is, who you got? The Adelito hype or the Bidwell bounce? With that 3-2-1 pills, these two are already on their way. And if you blinked, you missed the first couple of clears for Adelito, as he's already zipping his way down this board. And Bidwell, no slouch either, is making quite a bit of progress and has almost cleared his board of available blue. So we'll see if that causes him any problem as he continues on.
Mhm. I do see a misflip from Adelito in columns 1 and 2. You can see him shake his head. He doesn't like that. Um, I know that Adelito does play pretty fast. Um, he and things like this have happened, but usually when you play incredibly fast, you see enough pills to make up for anything that you've missed. So we'll see how that works out for him.
Hopefully it's not the time zone catching up with him. But now Adelito needs a lot of blue. Meanwhile, Bidwell needs quite a bit of red, although he can take a little bit of everything, and that's really what you want to see. As we see Adelito out at about a 122, 123. Bidwell not going to be too far behind him. Needs another couple of yellows. He gets one, and now he just needs one blue to finish it out. He's out at a 136.
Yes. I do like Bidwell's top line more than I've liked Adelito's for this. Adelito does not have a lot of access to blue. He is going to do a drop combo, get rid of any blue that he has available to him. Um, so and then he's going to try to probably drop down. There you go, drop down into a fat log. We do see a lot of that type of play from Adelito. He does do a lot of fast big brain combos. Um, and I know Bidwell used to do a lot of combos. He did switch up his play style um, to be a little bit more simplified. And he has liked the results so far. So
Yeah,
um,
it's really
that just
worked
goes to
wonders
show
for
that
him.
you can change up your play style and it is okay.
Absolutely. Uh, Speaking of Adelito's playstyle, it did earn him the current world record in 0 to 20 in Dr. Mario. He picked that up just last month. So yeah, if you're thinking about playing this game, if you've got the chops, the game can be friendly, and Adelito proving that he's got the chops out at a 301.
Yes, and I like his top line here. It is pretty diverse. And there aren't too many holes down the bottom of the board. It is pretty tight. So um, he probably will not have to use a whole lot of drop time. Which, as we've said, nobody really likes drop time. Each line of drop time is about a quarter of a second. So, and you cannot do anything during that time.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons players like Inphlox just avoid it like the plague. Uh, and we do see that Bidwell is into level 8. He got out at about a 322. So playing a little bit behind here, but Bidwell has proven in recent months you can't sleep on him. He will come up and just find ways to get ahead in matches. So definitely don't think that he is out of this one or out of anything at all, because he will surprise you if you think that.
Hmm. Exactly.
Especially
Um,
with the RNG that the doctor is giving Atalito right now. He needs a lot of blue.
yeah. Bidwell does not need a lot of blue right now. He really doesn't want a whole lot of blue. Um, but Adelino needs a lot of it, and you can tell his head shake. He's not happy with it. Um, oh, the head tap. He probably made a misstrap. Um, so
He,
we'll see. We'll
he
see how that affects him and how he can come back from that.
Atalito had a lot of different ideas that were almost in competition with each other. It didn't stop him from getting out at a sub 5 at a 456. But now Bidwell out at a 458, and just like with the last match, we're off to the races. 2-second difference between two really good players, and now it's just going to be a question of who is going to be able to get out of this level 9 the fastest. You see Bidwell with a bit of a misdrop in his columns 1 and 2. That is going to be just something he's going to have to keep an eye on. He's not going to have any problem getting it cleared out, but it can really cause some trouble as he makes, I
Oh
think, the
no,
same misdrop
the
again.
same misdrop.
But the doctor giving him the right pills to clear everything out. And the reason you want to get those sort of misdrops taken out quickly is that you've got, wow, a big fat log from Chris Bidwell. Every 10 pills, the speed does go up. So it doesn't matter where you're starting. That is where it's going to end up. And Bidwell with another misdrop. That is going to be rough for him, but he does find a way to clear it out. Meanwhile, on Inflox's side, you see him.
Alito's side.
I mean, Atalito. Yep. I don't know where my head is right now. Oh yeah, I'm watching Dr. Mario. That's where it is. We see we see some really good play. He's got his horizontal setup. Chooses not to set it up right there. I guess he wouldn't have been able to put that double yellow underneath anyway. Now he just needs 3 reds and a yellow to finish this out. Gonna put a little swag on there. Didn't need to, but that's all good, as he is out at a 631. So uh, just tough round, but GG's to both players.
Exactly. GG's. I don't know if Bidwell's gonna finish this out. Um, some people do, and some people don't. And again, that's a personal choice. Either one is fine.
I think he's
Um,
going to. Bidwell's never one to let go of a challenge. Oh
oh,
no, he does. Makes a liar out of me. That's okay. All right, looks like Bidwell might be changing controllers. I hope he's got access to a few more. Oh wait, he's in a retro gaming store. He absolutely does.
mhm.
There is a little bit of persnickety controller movement built into the game. It's just not particularly well coded. But Bidwell taking just a second, making sure that everything is working the way it needs to. I don't blame him for that. If you've got access to the controllers, go for it.
Yeah,
Atalito doing the same.
Bidwell does play on original hardware with the NES controller. Adelito plays, I believe, on an emulator with a keyboard. He does do the keyboard strats, just like Dawnvenure and Savage Octagon. Uh, so again, if it's an allowable controller, no turbo, it's good with us.
Absolutely. All right, we've got readies from both players. And we're just now waiting on the readies. Or we've got the readies. I'm sorry, we're waiting on the pills. There they are. 3, 2, 1, and pills. The only place that controller is limited is at our live events, where you do have to play on an actual NES controller. I've never gotten the answer to whether like the power pads, or not the power pad, the other the joystick controllers are allowable. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I don't know that it's ever come up.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
NES
We do have
Advantage,
some
that's
people
what it's
who do
called.
play with slightly modified controllers, more like Tetris controllers. Barrett, I don't know if he's here. He plays with a Goofy Foot controller because he taps. He's a Tetris player and he taps. So he uses a slightly modified but still within the rules controller. Bidwell flying through this. He's down to 3. He really just needs the yellow, and that's going to come up for him. He's out at a 105.
Meanwhile, Atalito stuck in a red blitz. He finally gets out of it, but it almost seems like the doctor's trying to give him a yellow to follow up, and what he really needs is blue. And there comes the blue, but now he's pretty much limited to horizontals. He's almost reverting to versus strats here, with the doctor just being cruel to him, as Bidwell, using the time, making good play into his level 7. But the real story going on here is Atalito just getting pill locked, and you see the smile on his face. I mean, what else can you do? The doctor says red, yellow, red, yellow, red, yellow. Here's a couple of blue. He's out at a 153. But Bidwell's already halfway through the levels. So we'll see if Bidwell can maintain this pace and use the advantage that he's gotten with his good play and with the doctor giving him just a little bit of a hand. But Atalito definitely going to have something to say about that. I don't know if he's got a packy mode, but we'll see.
Yeah, Bidwell doing some kind of tuck. It looked like a swim for a second. I don't think it ended up where he wanted it, but he can underclear one blue and then clear the other blue regularly from the top. So all he needs is 2 more blues now, and he'll be out. Adelito has cut down that deficit. He's at 9, now at 7.
I know Bidwell with a miss, and the doctor didn't punish him too hard for it, but he's out at a 250. That was almost very bad. It looked like the doctor was going to punish him further.
Yeah, and that
No.
that happens all the time. Oh no, that misflip from Adelito, but he's gonna underclear it. He's gonna be at a 310.
Yeah, so that had the potential of being just absolutely disastrous. You get one of those sometimes in a late level in speedrunning, and it's pretty much just a run ender. And that if the speed had gone up just a little bit higher, there was a chance Atalito was going to have to either reset the level or have to dig really deeply. So dodged a bit of a bullet there. Let's see how the next level treats him.
And both players are actually about even right now, by virus count. So, as much as that could have really shaken Adelito, he has not really let that affect too much of his gameplay.
You say that he did just miss a drop or a tuck that he was working on, and you could see the look on his face. It was just sheer, why am I playing like Ook right now? Sorry, a little self-deprecating humor, folks. Meanwhile, as Atalito is trying to finish out this level 8, he does have the lead again, but Bidwell with a really nice setup, and this double yellow is going to let him take care of business.
Wonderful.
He is now down to 3 viruses, down to 1, and he is waiting on a red. There it is. He is going to be out at a 443 into this level 9. As Atalito also waiting on reds, and the doctor says, Ukraine, Ukraine, baby. Out at a 453.
Yeah, you could tell Bidwell was very happy. He did a little fist bump
Oh, yeah.
between levels. He's very happy with how he's playing. Um, so what do you think about the boards in this level, Luke?
I think I liked Atalito's at first, but now it looks really, really blue. For Bidwell, the split on it is going to become an issue if he doesn't get some double yellows. You can see it's yellow on the left, yellow right next to the left. That is that has the potential to be really problematic for him if the double yellows don't show up. Now, if he gets a double yellow, that all those problems go away, and he and the doctor make nice. But there's the first one that he needs. Now a yellow red or a double yellow will fix it, and that's going to take care of that. So for Bidwell, everything is starting to work out. He is still just slightly in the lead. For Atalito, wow. Never mind. Atalito's got a great combo set up, and now I think he's in the lead.
And that just shows how fast things can change in Dr. Mario. You can take time setting up a great combo, and then suddenly half of your board is gone. We've seen that many, many times with Frank. We do see that some with Atalito as well. Um, so there is a little bit more than just necessarily virus count.
Here it comes. There's the combo, and he is out at a 636. So Atalito going to take a breather before his next round match, possibly even take a nap. Who knows? It's late in Turkey. But yeah, so GG's to Atalito as he takes this one 2-0. GG's to Bidwell as well. That was a very exciting match. Just really good play from both of our players. Come on, Doc, give the man a red so he can finish this out of 7 minutes. That is a good time for both players. So we'll again be seeing Atalito coming up very soon. But next we've got more first round action. So stick around. This is the Dr. Mario Championship.
And welcome back to the Dr. Mario Championship, everybody. Thanks to Larva and Ook for their commentary of those past 2 matches. Very riveting matches. We saw Atalito advance, as well as Inphlox. So, we saw Inphlox. We saw you do that earlier. I'm getting ahead of myself here. But Inphlox will be joining me in the booth for our next match. It is Ibar versus Floyd, the 6 versus the 11. The first time these two have met. Floyd 11-8 and a 2-time bracket champion, winning in August and November of 2021. Came close in June 2022. Got a very solid average time of 6:43, and he is a very, very straightforward player. Tell us more about Ibar, Inphlox.
Yeah, Ibar has obviously been a very active player in the community, although he hasn't really participated in mini monthlies in this last half of the year. And that can always be a little bit scary. That means that there's been time for players to improve off stream. So Floyd, definitely the favorite by the numbers we've gathered, but Ibar is certainly not a fish in a barrel.
No, and Ibar is the versus runner-up from 2021 and made a good run in 2022 this year. He's a very good player. This is a battle of Midwesterners as well. Both these players hailing from the Midwest, I believe. Ibar, Michigan, and Floyd, I believe, is in Illinois. So,
Midwest hype, another Midwesterner right here in the booth.
former Midwesterner here as well. So, we are just waiting. Oh, Indiana. Thank you, Larva. We've got ready. So 3, 2, 1, and pills. It started with an I, close enough. Alrighty here. And Ivar going immediately to work here. An interesting board here for Floyd. There's a lot of open space in the center of the board. We'll see how he operates with that. The Spire in column 8 is probably going to be his biggest pain point. Meanwhile, Ibar is going to really have to chew down this board to get into that lower left corner in Flox.
Yeah, Ibar's lower right is just kind of vacant space here. You can see he's delaying that clear so that he can get the yellows horizontally. Good next box play there. Floyd, meanwhile, is kind of running out of reds on his board.
He definitely is, and now really is just hampered with blue everywhere. I think that double over there on the right was a good decision, chipping that down, and now he's going to get another double for blues right there. So he's already down to 6. Meanwhile, Ibar is down to his final 10, and he's going to get a nice drop cross here. He's going to be down to 8. Good boards here for both players. Floyd is a very, very no-nonsense player. Kind of just does it all. Clears, combos, doesn't really have a particular like strength, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, as that means that the sort of jack of all trades, master of none, as both players out right around the minute 25 mark.
Absolutely. Very tight game here so far. That first level 6, we've seen a ton of variance. There are players who can get out of there in less than a minute sometimes, but those same players can clear it in a minute 50 sometimes. So great to see that it's a close game so far.
And both these players having to work with some compressed space at the top of their boards. Ibar with a nice flip of that double yellow. He is going to suffer a little bit of drop time, but as you saw, getting a very nice clear off the board. He's down to 17, holding a slight virus lead over our 6 seed Floyd. These players' seedings are determined by their performance throughout the year. The better they do in a tournament, the more points they receive. So you're going to see people who have gone further a lot more in the higher tiers of the brackets, as Floyd down to 9 here, and he's playing a really clean board, Inphlox.
Yeah, Ibar over here is just waiting for reds, and it's going to be very telling how he uses those reds. He's already regretting having wasted a couple of reds earlier on in the board, but you can see he's kind of setting for a horizontal to connect some reds, I believe.
And
And
he'll do this, and that double will do it.
yeah, Floyd's off to a great start here. Ibar playing pretty efficiently though as things go, and that's really what you get to see whenever these players are faced with rocky RNG. You can see how they mitigate it.
And you're seeing a really good setup here by Ibar. He's going to be minimizing the drop time. He's forced to take it there, but he gets the clear and out at a 313. But he is about, I'd say a third of a level behind right now.
Yeah, but I mean, look at this level from Floyd. It's going to be slow going, just like Ibar's was last time. Red's looking like the pain point here as well.
And as Ibar starts to go to town here, you see him tuck that red blue underneath and setting up a lot of blue heaviness on that left side and red heaviness on the right side. As Ibar down to 28 here, Floyd at 17. Floyd really needs to chip away. He's got this big spire over in 7. Needs the red help to do it. Meanwhile, Ibar looking to just get a lot of yellows when he does not need them.
Yeah, we'll see what Ibar does with this 6th row. You can see reds, blues, reds horizontally, and sometimes players will try to set up for those horizontally, like he just did. Sometimes they'll just take the vertical clears because it does require building a platform if you want to access those. But so far, he's making it work.
And Ibar has blocked off that red virus over on column 1. Meanwhile, Floyd is down to his final 2. This double yellow, very fortuitous. Looks like he might set this up horizontally, just needing a couple of reds, and he will go ahead and do that. He's going to be out at a 429 here, right as it ticks over to 430, potentially eyeballing a sub-6 run. We love seeing those sub-6 runs here.
Yeah, that 430 is a pretty good indication that you have a sub-6 possibility. Minute and a half averaging for these levels, I mean, give or take, is a pretty good guess.
Meanwhile, Floyd, 30 viruses to go. Taking a look at what he has left here on this 9. It's going to be a slog. Everything's very much bunched up, sprouting from the lower left corner and going up. So he's really going to have to find a way to chip around and break through into that big cluster of viruses. Meanwhile, Ibar out at a 515. Very, very clustered viruses on this board with some separation. This could be very helpful. This might be the break Ibar needs.
I'm going to be honest, that was a really clever clear from Ibar there at the very end. I was wondering how he was going to get out of that. I was looking a little too vertically, and he had the nice wherewithal to make that horizontal clear that made everything make sense.
Floyd with 19 viruses to go, setting up for a big combo, and he's going to fire this off. He's only going to get 2 viruses out of it, but more importantly, he gets cleared board space so he can start attacking other viruses, making that smart horizontal play. He's down to his final yellow virus, so yellow is not going to be helpful for most of the remainder of this board, and a critical misplay. We saw the look on Floyd's face. He wanted to tuck that double blue over, and it just did not happen. He is down to 7 viruses, though. He's holding on to a lead, but Floyd always likes to play like he is behind. So we're going to see him really start grinding here. 5 viruses to go. He's pinned in that corner. Meanwhile, Ivar really just cannot find a solution here for what's going on that left side of the board. It's going to be 3 viruses now for Floyd. Pretty much free and clear. He's going to have to get creative, though, to get that blue Inphlox.
Yeah, I made a nice little switch back there to clear that red out. And that blue, it'll be pretty easy to get from underneath, although he goes for a horizontal. I don't know if Floyd knows he's ahead. I don't know if he's one of those players that listens to the commentary, but out at a 647, and that'll secure game 1.
I know he thought that 9 felt a little rocky, but Ibar really wasn't able to recover. 8 really, really hamstrung him. And Ibar now seeing that this one is over, but hey, there's still another one to be had, folks.
Absolutely, but this is not the situation you want to be in if you're Ibar. I know it's the same format as every other monthly, but for some reason, well, obviously for a very evident reason, this end of year tournament just really amps up the butterflies in the stomach.
Absolutely, and that's from the players to the commentary booth to everything. I couldn't sleep last night. I was so excited for today.
I absolutely feel that.
It's an early Christmas for us Dr. Mario players, and we've got a ready from Floyd. I think we're just waiting on Ibar. Ibar throwing on the glasses.
It's
That
a nice
might mean
thing
he's
to
getting
have that in the
serious.
back pocket, something to blame the first loss on so that you can adjust your mentality for game number 2.
The blindfold's coming on. No. We've got a countdown. 3, 2, 1, and Pills here for this game 2. The 6th seed, Floyd 1977, versus the 11th seed, Master Ibar. And these players are off. I like this board for Floyd. He's got a lot of pills clustered, or a lot of viruses clustered together, and you're seeing instant quads.
Absolutely juicy. A board that makes me a little bit jealous sitting here in the commentator booth. This is the type of board that makes you want to play Dr. Mario.
It's a speed player usually is just frothing at the mouth or something like that. And Floyd's already down to 14 viruses, and he's less than 30 seconds in. This is a huge run, and he's got access to pretty much everything. The only big trouble is going to be that blue clustered around, but with the RNG he's getting, he can really make some easy decisions here. But saying that, it looks like Ibar has caught up. He's already down to 7 here. These players are storming through here. Not even 1 minute has elapsed. Yellow, no good to Ibar right now. He is looking to get this red off the board. He's going to do it horizontally. A little bit of extra drop time with that clear. Hopefully not too much of a problem here, as it is now down to 3. Floyd is setting up for the double horizontal. And it looks like Ibar wanted to do the drop clear. Floyd out at a minute 11 and a minute 12 for Ibar. These two neck and neck going into 7.
Ibar's last clear on that board, you can see he took a second to look at the next box. Whenever it's a red-blue and all you had left on your board is red-blue, you want to make sure that the next box has the color that you're looking for. So he wanted to clear that red first, but since the next pill was only reds, he just had to take that drop time, and it ended up being a good play, I think.
This is a very left-heavy board for Ibar. He's hunting and hoping maybe for some double blue help. Looks like he's going to have to get this cross, but he is going to get a big chunk of viruses off the board. He can deal with the garbage later. Nicely done by Ibar. He's at 15. So is Floyd.
Yeah, and Floyd's got some nice horizontal setup. You can see those reds might look like garbage at first, but they're going to fall right on top of that red virus in the bottom row once he clears those yellows out horizontally.
And it's going to be a nice clear over here for Ibar. Just waiting on that blue. Nice drop. He's going to get 4 viruses off the board. He's down to 8. He's still playing that left heavy board. That left side spire, always tough.
Floyd playing like a man possessed here. I mean, you just love to see it.
And Floyd is going to be looking to get out here at 2 minutes 40 seconds. So he's averaging 1 minute and 20 seconds so far per board. Absolutely phenomenal pace here as Ivar looking to get out, and he's just needing 2 blues to do so. And he will be out sub 3 as well at a 2:53. Not too terribly far behind. It's only a 4 virus advantage right now for Floyd.
And at first I thought that Ibar was just nodding along with commentary, but it appears that he is listening to music, a very established strategy in this community.
I blast music all the time when I play this game, and Floyd is going to be looking to blast this board open. There is very little red left for Floyd to deal with, so anything of a red combination is going to be tricky. We're going to see, Floyd. I thought maybe Floyd would get fancy, maybe try to tuck that yellow down into the bottom, but now making the smart play and not able to tuck it over with that medium speed. That's tough. But a good double blue here sets Floyd up. He's down to 14. Ibar on the struggle bus here on 8.
Yeah, Floyd's board, like you mentioned, it had a lot of red on it, but he hasn't been getting a lot of red, so it's just been kind of working out.
Favorable RNG is something we always like. Look, Floyd could have had a big combo, could have dropped that yellow down to get the double, elected not to go for it here. But he is going to get a fat log.
Oh, the fat log. You love to see it. He's going to clear that blue first, and that does leave a lot of drop time, but not something that he's too concerned about, as he's out at a 418, well on his way to securing this second game, as Ibar appears to be about 12 viruses behind.
And he's going to have a tricky end game here, as he's going to have to just figure out how to get things done here. The sequencing is going to be interesting. He's going to take that drop cross. You're likely going to see that blue hanging out at the very top go last, just to prevent as much drop time as possible. The big struggle point is that red virus at row 3, column 1. He's really going to have to try to fish things out, and he's not getting any blue. This is the worst time for a double red blitz.
Yeah, you could see him trying to get a little fancy with where he was positioning some of those garbage double reds. And then he realized it was just a blitz. They were just going to keep coming. So he tried to just get rid of them as quickly as he could. But yeah, this is just an absolutely rough level 8.
Meanwhile, Floyd's 16 viruses here is just cruising along, and you can see the frustration on Ivar. Normally tries to stay stoic, but any player would be getting frustrated at that RNG. And as I like to say, if this weren't a tournament setting, the next button you'd be hitting is the reset button.
Absolutely. But Ibar, having put forward a pretty good showing, it's so tough in these tournaments when you only get 2, maybe 3 games to pull yourself together. After looking forward to it for such a long time, it's a little disappointing, but
Floyd with a sub 6, a 5:56. That's actually 2 seconds off his PB. So Floyd absolutely tearing through that block. Floyd will advance, and he will be facing the winner. Actually, he will be facing Atalito in round 2. That's going to be a big one.
an amazing time. You can't be upset about losing to that for sure.
Swong saying, somebody take Floyd's temperature. He was scorching. We just had a big contribution made to our matcherino. Chris Bidwell and Swong combined for $150. That means our pool is up to $315.69. A very nice total. And again, if we can get that up to $500, we will pay out top 8, and we would love to do that for our players.
Holy buckets. That's amazing, you guys.
Floyd is going to advance. Congratulations to Floyd. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to have Savage Octagon versus Dmwit, 2 stalwarts, the 7 and the 10, coming at you right after this. This is the Dr. Mario Championship. Don't go anywhere. And welcome back to the Dr. Mario Championship. Just a quick turnover. We got a lot of matches for you, so we're going to keep on rolling here. Don't forget, we have merch. I just got my hoodie literally 20 minutes ago, and it is comfortable, and I love it. and you can support DrMC just by doing that. If you'd like a link to our merch, it is in our chat. But right now, Inphlox and I are back. We're going to give you another one. These are two stalwarts. The 7th seed, Savage Octagon, versus the 10th seeded 2020 Speed World Champion, Dmwit. This one's exciting. And let's talk about this. First, Savage Octagon, despite the 7th seed and 8-10 record this year, she's the second female competitor ever to make the finals. And she's got the better average between her and Dmwit, which is surprising. Dmwit is one of the best all-time speed players, and I've been told that he's just made Champ 1 in Rocket League, so he's also better at me than Rocket League.
I was wondering what that screenshot was.
Dmwit holds the record for most match wins at 54, a 9-time monthly champion, and has a 6-9 average in 2022 of 649 to Savage's 639.
And here he is on level 10. Quite a statement, saying that he's going to be playing this level sometime in this championship. Or maybe he just got caught up in the moment. But as soon as these players realize they're on, I'm sure they'll hit up their readies.
And Dmwit also one of the nominees. Actually, both these players are nominee for Match of the Year. Savage with her match against Betty B in the Versus Championship, and Dmwit versus Packy. We'll announce that Match of the Year tomorrow as we get into the big matches. And we actually have another board certification to announce at the end of this match. But let's play
stay
some Dr.
tuned.
Mario first.
Yeah, let's go. Savage with her trademarked stop sign. I know that a lot of players who just want to focus up don't want to worry about what their face looks like on camera. You can tell she's taking this seriously.
Yeah. And I know Savage has been a bit under the weather this week, so we'll see how that affects her. And we have those nameplates updated. Thanks to our chat for letting us know something's going on there. Good boards for both players. And the similarity I see in Inphlox is both these players have nothing on their bottom row.
Yeah, Dmwit's board is going to be pretty easy to clear out if he gets a couple of double blues. But double blues, as we know, are not the likeliest of pills to come. And he undertucks that pill. Slight deef there.
Yeah, he's going to have to work around that. The thing is, he's got a lot of things to catch garbage, and we're going to see a nice combo into, or a garbage clear into a combo. So 13 to 13 here for both these players. Good balanced boards. Savage forced to play blue on that right side, having to clear out a potential combo setup. But she is down to 12. Dmwit down to 9 here, and it's really going to be hard to tell who's going to get out of here first with these board setups.
Yeah, 5 of Savage's 8 columns are occupied by red. So when the red is not easily coming, there's not much you can do there.
And I like this play by Savage. What a nice turnaround. She's going to get a huge quad cross here. Amazing. She's already down to 3. And now she's got to figure out, do I go vertical? Do I go horizontal? It looks like she settled on going horizontal here with the blues. And just needing a couple of reds. We'll work on shapes tomorrow. She's going to be out at 133. Dmwit, though, out at a 134 as he also combos out. Very, very close here as we get into 7.
Absolutely. Savage's board looking like you have some horizontal opportunities on that top line, but I think she is wisely deciding to just take those out vertically. A little dicey to set up a scaffold right at the beginning of your board.
It's always a risky proposition, but it can always pay off here. I'm looking at this board. Savage only has 1 virus left in column 3, which is going to be essentially force her to play somewhat of a split board. We'll see how that works out. Meanwhile, Dmwit has a bit of a virus blockade. See, the benefit to that is he can go for some 0-drop clears and be efficient, and he's down to 17. But Inphlox, Savage is in a world of yellow viruses right now.
Yeah, you can see too that the distancing between them is a little bit awkward. We'll see how she chooses to clear them out. Players sometimes have different visions for these boards when it comes to these yellows just being separated like that.
It looks like maybe Savage transitioning here to a vertical clear. going to take this double yellow, get the double, and it is a confirmed transition here. She was going to go horizontal potentially, but decided to change it around. Down to 4 viruses. Dmwit down to 3. He's playing a neatly stacked Spire. He's just going to need one more blue. He's going to get it out first at a 307. But here comes Savage Octagon. She's just needing 2 yellows.
Yeah, those double yellows are going to very much help as she gets ready to leave this board. Meanwhile, Dmwit, not a lot of yellow available to him. And we'll see him set some yellow on top of horizontal clears so that it falls down to be useful later.
And we have 34 to 29 here as Savage Octagon starting to chip away at that top line. Pretty good color balance so far. Meanwhile, Dmwit's big problem here is just going to be this cluster of viruses right in the center of the board. If you look at rows 4 and 5, not a lot of opportunities to clear anything double horizontally. So you're going to see basically Dmwit have to grind this out.
Oh, nice lightning bolt there. I did not see that one coming. That was a nice little surprise.
We love our surprises here. And it is 18 viruses to go for Savage Octagon. And this is going to be a big clear, putting her down to 15 and just pretty much blowing that 5th row right open. Blue's a bit of a pain point now for Octagon, but she is holding a slight virus lead right now here as we cross 4.5 minutes.
Yeah, this is the thing about Dmwit. I think there are some players out there who just kind of sit on the down button and just boom, 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 slam down those pills. Dmwit takes a little bit of time to set things up, and as a result, the quality of his decisions is what makes him one of the best players out there.
And a nice horizontal clear there by Savage Octagon. She's down to 3. She's starting to pull away from Dmwit. Savage is going to take the drop time and is just going to clear this yellow out in the middle. Huge double yellow out at sub 5. And she is going to go into 9 with a very yellow-red heavy top line.
Meanwhile, Dmwit just hoping to get out of 8 here as soon as he can. Doesn't want to give Savage too much time to make any headway into that level 9.
Savage now running out of yellow options on that top line, just has the one double, and she does clear that off. So Dmwit out at about a 525, and another big horizontal clear there for Savage Octagon here as she holds on to a 16 virus lead going into the final level of the sequence.
Yeah, but Savage's board is a little bit spread out here. Some drop time potentially incoming, barring some exceptionally favorable viruses or pills, whatever.
Savage Octagon down to 15 here. Dmwit has a huge cluster on that left side. That could really slow him down. He's going to have to get smart on clearing things out. Huge double yellow coming his way. That clears out the garbage. You really, really want to avoid having garbage on those extreme sides of the board.
Dmwit's not been gaining or losing pace this entire level 9, and as the virus count dwindles down on Savage's side, that shows to be a problem.
Savage Octagon down to her final 2 red viruses, looking to put this away and put the 2020 champ on notice here. She's just needing some reds here. When are they coming? The chat is praying for reds. Everybody wants reds. There they are. Savage Octagon out at a 639, and she will take game number 1.
Fortunately, she had some runway there, so not too much of a sweat, but you never know. Players have topped out in situations like that before.
Meanwhile, Dmwit's going to... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, he was just connecting those reds over there. A very intelligent play. And he's going to be out here at a 7. 13. There we go.
7-13. So Dmwit is going to be down 1-0. But we've seen Dmwit play very, very well when he is behind. So we'll see how this goes here as we just get timer resets from both players. Dmwit's will automatically reset when he starts.
Yeah, 7:13, not Dmwit's best time. You know it, I know it, he knows it. And I think that he is ready to turn it up for this game too. He's not looking to go out without a decider.
And this is the third meeting between these two. They've previously split the first two. The most recent win coming from Savage Octagon, although that was back in April of 2021. We have a ready from Dmwit. And Savage says she's shaking and not just because of the COVID. Get well soon, Savage. Drown it in Dayquil. 3, 2, 1, and pills. And Dmwit starting with a very awkward board. Just nothing really to speak of in column 3. Meanwhile, Savage Octagon has a blockade midway up the board, so she's going to have to work through that to start getting anything on the bottom of the board, although there's hardly anything there.
Yeah, Savage looking to clear out those blues on the right vertically, but the blues on the left horizontally. A nice combo approach to ensure that she doesn't get too stuck on this first set of viruses.
And immediately down pressing. Sometimes you just get lucky on that RNG, and a quick quad there as Savage already down to a dozen, and she's going to be getting close to single digits first.
All she needs are yellows and reds, and all she's getting are red yellows. So I'll love to see that.
Meanwhile, Dmwit down to 15 viruses. He's struggling here with a big stack at the top of his board.
Yeah, it doesn't look too much like a struggle, I'd say. As soon as he takes those yellows out horizontally, and there's really no other way to do it, those blue reds are going to be very useful.
And Dmwit also setting up for that horizontal. So you see that planning. And it's so important here. And he's going to be able to combo out of here. And it looks like he's going to do it. He's going to be out first at a minute 30. Savage just behind, though, and she's going to be out at a 1:32. So 2 seconds between these players. Once again, hotly contested as we go into 7.
Yeah, Dmwit playing a couple seconds in the future. We'll see if it comes that close. But just something to keep in mind if you are on the edge of your seat, as I certainly am.
And if there is a disparity in the timers, if one player finishes first, the other player is able to make up the time. They're able to do that. It's not a matter of who finishes first. It's whatever the timer says. So as we cross 2 minutes here, Savage Octagon is going to be fighting the right side of this board. I feel the big play is going to be trying to open that up with a horizontal in row 3.
A little while back, Dmwit had a slight misplay that led to that blue piece of garbage on his column 2. It was just a matter of timing things a little too quickly with a tuck. And I feel like I've seen a lot of that today, and not just from other players, from myself as well. These tournament nerves can really get to you.
It's our Super Bowl. It's our big game. It's our World Cup. Everybody, you're playing for money. Everything's on the line here as we get into it. Savage is trying to get out of this corner. Meanwhile, Dmwit is going to be horizontally clearing, and he's going to be out sub 3, 257. Savage Octagon is possibly looking to set up a cross to combo it out. Love it.
What
Out
a
at
sweet
304. That was crucial to keep her in this, as it is now a 5 virus advantage for Dmwit, the 10 seed.
Savage is perhaps the most vivacious sweet tea enjoyer out there. So you know that she is just pogging out of her mind when she sees that.
Savage also a bit of a vocalist in the commentary booth. I was watching back my match for the Silver Championship, or the Silver Finals in November, and Savage gets excited. And just that attitude brings forth just excitement out of everybody in the community, as she is about to clear out, tying the virus count here with Dmwit, now taking a slight lead, now starting to get things in order, starting to get consecutive clears. That right side, though, Inphlox looks to be troubling.
Yeah, I can't believe this is already level 8. These players are just playing really quickly through these levels.
And
But
Savage potentially looking for a combo here. I thought maybe it was going to be a vertical combo, but I think she's going to be taking some blues horizontally here. She is going to set up the horizontal clear, getting that drop cross down to 10, but a lot of blue viruses remain on that board.
yeah, those blues in the bottom right for Savage were nicely stepped for 2 horizontal clears to clear them out with 4 blues as opposed to, I believe, 6 if you tried to take them vertically. But meanwhile, Dmwit has this absolute just tower combo set up that's going to clear out his most of his final viruses in one
Oh,
go.
but he got caught up on that yellow garbage, so he's gonna
Yep.
have to look around. That's brutal. Savage was out at around the 447 mark, so she's into 9 first. That's a big error for Dmwit. We'll see if he can recover from it. And this is a brutal top line. No red to speak of for him on there, but he's gonna get a combo down to expose a little bit of red, kind of keep things going here.
Meanwhile, Savage, she's looking to run into a blue problem very soon here. This double red burst is going to end with a yellow red. And now she's just looking for some blues and some efficient use of, well, efficient waste of red yellow in the meantime.
And we're going to see potentially a horizontal here. It drops the garbage down 1 level, but Savage now starting to get a little smart here. Going to try to set up potentially something horizontal with those blues.
Yeah, really fascinating to see her micro adjustments here. Not wanting to run into a situation where she has blue garbage interfering with the later clears of her level.
And we're going to see a combo here, getting 3 more off the board. Savage now starting to attack that right side. She's mostly left it alone so far here in this end game. She's going to need a lot of blue help, but double blue is huge. And she's got basically free plays on that left side with whatever red he'll have she can work with.
Dmwit slowing up just a little bit, making sure that he doesn't misplan these combos, but it's getting down to the wire here. 5 viruses to 8. And this is Dmwit playing for his tournament life.
This is, but Savage Octagon just needing 1 more blue here before Dmwit gets these last 4 off the board, and she's going to get it out at a 636.
Oh my
and
goodness.
Savage Octagon will sweep Dmwit and advance to our quarterfinals, where she will take on the winner of our next match, Packy versus Sarasparkle, as Dmwit combos that out at a 654. Some amazing matches so far. Savage Octagon taking the win. She'll advance to the second round.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Dr. Mario Championship channel. I'm Savage Octagon, and I'm joined in the booth by Swong. Swong, how's it going?
Hey, what's up, champ? Winning 2 in a row, your match, and then the commentator year. Good job.
Thank you so much. Interesting night for you.
Yeah, that was I can't disagree with the RNG. It happens to all of us, and Dars definitely played a better game. So congrats to him and kudos to him, and I'm excited for his round 2.
Yeah, very exciting. Now, this match, I'm so happy that this upcoming match is the last match of round 1. It really feels like a big one to me. Number 2 seed Packy versus number 15 seed Sarasparkle. What do you got on this, Swung?
Oh man, my prediction: pain. No, but I see.
Yes.
You have 2 titans of the community. You got the Pack Attack. You got Sarasparktacula. It is going to be fantastic. 2 stalwarts. It can be anyone's game. They're both fantastic in the 6 to 9 block. I'm in a loss of words right now. This is easily a semifinals or a finals match. We're getting to round 1.
Yeah. And we've got DadSparktacula in the chat cheering on Sarah, so you know she's got a little bit of extra luck in her pocket. We've got readies from both players, and in just a second, we'll be able to start our 6-2-9, 3-2-1 pills.
Pills. Let's do this. The final round 1 match between these 2.
Yeah. So Swang, we were just hearing from Ook that an interesting stat for Packy, as Dmwit just lost to me. Packy is the number 2 most wins of all time with 53. He was second to Dmwit, who had 54. So he may tie or surpass him if he manages to get this out against Sarasparkle.
That's a fantastic time. Pack is known for chasing all the records possible, and he's absolutely hungry to just add to his belt of champions there. But looks like Pack is making quick work of this level, and it looks to be like a little bit of a technical error on Sarah's side. I don't know if she's having an NES issue or what now, but she's trying to get that fixed up as soon as we can.
Now, Packy's already down to 11 viruses at about 45 seconds, so really nice for him. I don't like his column 1 and 2. A double yellow would be a really big dependency for him. And of course he gets it. Fantastic. You're welcome.
That worked very well. And he had a couple of options. He had it set up for a drill possibility. I mean, he had a lot of outs and flexibility, but I mean, he provided you provided a double yellow and it came, and that was great to see. Meanwhile, Sarah's out. Her timer is a little bit behind, but as we know, it doesn't matter what the discrepancy is between. It's really just the independency of the two games. So she's out first. She's out right now. She's making pretty good work at level 6.
Yeah, Packy had a little bit of a slowdown here with all that red yellow at the top of that board. You can see now he plays on high, but he has the agility to not have that be at all a problem. He's going to be out at a 133 or 134 rather. And Sarah not too far behind here. She is going to take this drop time down the center of the board, but it drops that blue onto row 1, which is going to lead for nice horizontal possibilities.
Packy definitely likes to play with fire with the top line management. As you noticed, he had his first 2 topmost rows available. He plays on high, and so that is the absolute highest that one should go at that speed and at that deep level. But Packy's played this game for a while, so he absolutely understands mechanics inside and out. He's dropping everything down to make quick work of this 7, and Sarah should be also joining him quite shortly.
Yeah, Sarah had a little bit of a snag down at the bottom of that board, especially trying to get that blue off of there. She's out at a 140, but she's half a level behind Packy, who is a little bit spired in that column 4, but a blue-yellow is going to take that down. And notice he takes the yellow in column 1 and drops everything down perfectly to cascade down onto column 2. So nice moves by Packy.
That red ended up being pretty good with him too, because it allowed for that extra piece to just fall down and make some good work with the future play. So kudos to Packy for recognizing that. It looks like he's telegraphing a fat log setup as soon as he gets another blue-yellow. Come on, Doc, give him the blue-yellow. Doc? Sarah with the blue-yellow, and looking at her board, she has nowhere to place those blues.
Yes, but a really nice double yellow comes in clutch for her to get the horizontal to drop down on top of that blue, and she's just got to get a lot of red. And I do love the fact that it's coming in the form of red-blue to open up those yellows, but she's going to need some really favorable RNG. She's down to 10.
Yeah, meanwhile, Packy's just not getting that blue-yellow. He was starting to manufacture a fat log out to get there. Not a time that we're used to seeing out of the pack attack, but still, a good time nonetheless.
And Sarah is still struggling with red, yellow. Now if she clears this yellow onto column 7, she's going to drop down and clear column 8, except for that yellow at the bottom. So a really good setup for her, and gets the yellow in column 7 as well, and a horizontal setup. Do you think she's going to go all the way with this? No, she doesn't. She's blocked it off actually, so that she's got to clear out. Oh, see the vertical. Woo! She's out.
Yeah, she got out of there, and it looks, based upon the games are a little bit not showing what it is, but it looks like we're at a dead heat here. Tara was out around 320, Pack was around 323, I want to say. So we're at a virtual dead heat, although the stream is saying otherwise. So this is as close as we can get for this match between these two.
Yeah, Packy's got some interesting stuff going on. He needs a lot of blue, and he did toss some away down the right-hand side of the board in column 6. I was surprised to see that. But again, he is building up to a fat log, and that will also drop those yellows down into column 8. So it will clear a lot.
Yeah, he's being efficient as much as he can to try and have those. He had 2 set of double horizontals stacked over there, and just wasn't getting that proper pill, but drops everything down. Is generally free and clear, but it's going to have a little bit of an issue to maybe add some drop time to the bottom side with that blue-red over there. Alexa cleared up, and now he's free and clear.
Sarah having a little bit of trouble with yellow here. It's on top of 4 of her columns right now, and not the most strategic columns either. So her bottom row is completely flat, but then she's got a couple of things hanging up there. So she's going to have to clear out that garbage. And this double yellow is going to help her in terms of making it easier to expose this blue in column 8 and clear out.
That red in that third column, yeah, she's looking to clear underneath. That's the smart thing to do. I think at that point, building up from underneath or tackling it horizontally is really the only thing that she can do with that. Clears it up and is waiting on the blues to advance the board. Oh, I thought she was going to drop that blue down to yellow down, but I think it's that quicker the way she did it.
Makes that micro adjustment to make sure that she gets that blue opportunity. Meanwhile, Packy down to 23. It's got an interesting board. This hole that's sort of on the bottom left-hand side could cause him some issues in terms of what's going on with column 2, but the double red and the red-yellow combination makes it really nice, easy to clear out. And so, yeah, let's hope that blue keeps coming for the center of the board, and there it does.
And it's worth noting, Savage, that these players are actually both tied right now. They both got out literally 5-13. So this is as close as we can get. It's neck and neck between these two. I know they're kind of miffed with how the RNG's been going, how this run's been going, but it is absolutely a dead heat. And so this is just what we expected out of this final round one match between these two here, Savage.
It's excellent. And I mean, honestly, I really do love this start to Sarah's board, except for the fact that all the doubles are red. I would love that double red blitz for her right now. But, hopefully once she gets a little bit of red, it'll start coming off the board pretty quickly. Packy out at a 656.
Yeah, I didn't even see him with that drop comment. He ended up dropping everything down with I think it was like 2 or 3 different horizontals, but dropped everything down at 656 and just his endgame looked, from what I saw at the very bit of it, was beautiful. So kudos to Packy in a 656. Still too close to say. Sarah needs a lot of reds to finish it up here, and we'll see if she can get it in time.
So one thing that is a little bit troublesome is she did block off the opportunity to take those reds out in row 1 horizontally without clearing out a bunch of garbage. So we'll see if she's able to do that. I don't think it's going to be enough. She's got, 1 second left. So Packy is going to take it.
Oh, wow.
But Sarah, so close.
Packy looking intently. I don't think he's realized that he's looking to stream delay here. Probably is figuring out down to the wire. Sigh of relief realizes that you took the match, but that was really close. Right down to the wire. I think both players are at the edge of the seat there, as I was.
GG's to both players.
Wow. GG's. Holy muckerel. My God, this is it. This is it.
I often say before these tournaments, like I hope that people bring the drama. And then I realize, and I say this every time, that this takes years off my life and I can't take it. So I don't know why I ask for it, but let's keep going. We got a ready from Packy.
Mario being a doctor in this game, he might also offer health insurance too, but who knows where he got his doctorate from.
Truth.
I wouldn't trust him on that with his RNG. Anyways, we got readies from both players. It looks like DrMC bot count us down. Savage 3, 2, 1, and Pill!
Wait.
Let's go. And we're off. Both players off at the same time.
Sarah needs this one to continue to bring us that more Dr. Mario that we are wanting. We want that decider, so please do that for us. And Packy, setting up for these blues horizontally, did have the opportunity to take yellows off, I think, double yellow there, but chose to build up with a platform. And in these low levels, Swang, it's really useful to mitigate drop time.
Absolutely. It's imperative to do that. And you might see players intentionally burn down pills, which could be used to clear, but Packy recognizes that sometimes it's actually better to place things down to create ledges to clear things out because each row of drop that the pill does adds about 1/4 of a second per row. And so if you're dropping from the topmost portion of the board, that's an extra 2 or 3 seconds that you don't want with a run here. He's down to his final bit of his board and is making quick work with the last part. He needs a bunch of reds here, Savage.
Yeah, and Sarah's trying to navigate this board because notice she's got some horizontal opportunities. This piece of blue garbage that's fallen in column 6 has made it difficult for her to clear out those reds horizontally. But if she gets that blue horizontally, so everything is free and clear for that. You could see her setting up and thinking about that. Meanwhile, Packy out at about a 120.
Yeah, I was a little worried with those blues that dropped in front where Sarah had those reds set up, but managed to clean up. That was exactly the most ideal situation for her. A little bit of a misdrop by Sarah.
You see, she's...
Yeah, just the end of the level, take a breather, and we're in it. It's okay. It happens.
Really nice
that's a combo
drop
from
T.
Packy. My God, I
Drop
look, he
T.
gets it. Yeah, wow.
Yes, and that garbage falling very nicely. So you'll see that the top tier players like Packy and like all these people in the competition, they're seeing the layers down, so they know how that garbage is going to fall after that combo goes, and they've got it set up really well for that to be strategic.
I like that drop combo from Packy. Makes it where his blue is strategically used to drop it down and make a clear. He's making quick work of this. I mean, he's playing like a man possessed right now. He's just down to a couple bit of it here, and he's going to get out very shortly.
Yeah, I really like this. He's gonna have a sweet tea with the reds there, and then it's gonna drop down on top of the yellow, and here it is. Boom. Boom. Out of the 235.
Fantastic time.
Now, Sarah's got an interesting setup here. It looks like if she can get these reds horizontally, that she will have this nice platform and a lot of great stuff will happen. She gets it, but she does drop a little bit of garbage on column 8.
Yeah, she had a couple of different things that she had to focus on to make that a reality. It looked like she had a couple of things here. Trying to turn that garbage into gold and is doing pretty well at that, but just needs one red to be out. Not too bad out of 3. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think this weird board of Packies might give her an opportunity to have a little breathing room and catch up, because there's a lot of blue here, and things are sort of, we've got a gap in column 2. Things are a little bit messy. Hoping for a double blue for Packy so that he can take those blues out horizontally on the left-hand side. That's a swung special.
I'm hoping Packy's able to make quick work of it. I am looking at. I was a little worried at that double red on Sarah's side, and when you have the 2 reds over on top, it's hard to telegraph a horizontal clear as it being the most efficient. But it being so high up with just no available spacing for her to place pills, it's kind of difficult to manage to clear that up. But she built up to it and cleared up as efficiently as she possibly could, and made quick work of that.
Yeah, so Sarah's got another horizontal coming. Nice. Leaves a little bit of garbage, but it's a platform that maybe she can work with the blue-yellow next to her. Meanwhile, Packy down to 4 viruses. A blue-red would be really good. Actually, he doesn't need it because he's got this horizontal at the bottom, but he has dropped down the reds down below in column 8, which could have slowed him down a little bit, but he gets just the right thing. Now let's hope he gets these other blues that he is needing, and he's out at a 434.
Excellent pace so far. 434 is definitely good. Players are looking for a sub 5 out of the first few levels with this 6 to 9 block, and Packy's definitely on his way to getting a very reasonable time, very fast time, since he was out at that time there.
Mm-hmm. Sarah's endgame becoming a little bit of a mess. I think that blue-yellow in column 8 was a misdrop. She did get another one right afterwards, but yeah, notice that she does have this opportunity to take the reds out horizontally, and then she's still going to have a lot of garbage to fall, and ideally she'd be able to take those yellows out horizontally too. Luckily clears it up beautifully, and now she just needs this one yellow. She's out at a 520.
Free and clear, but Packy's just been putting on the clinic as far as how efficient he's in placing his pills down. He's not letting off the gas, and we know Packy likes to down press as fast and as hard as he can here. A couple of double setups on this few columns, and he's well on his way to getting a really fast time here, Savage.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I mean, this blue-red, huge. Oh, thought he was going to drop it down. But that was really good. That was different than I thought. And he's going to be out at a 556, 557. GG's to Packy, putting an exclamation point on that match.
Yeah, I didn't really know. It was hard to follow what he's doing. I was like, well, it's Packy.
Yeah.
And it was definitely the play to go. I mean, that earns you a sub 6. So kudos to him and props to him for doing that. Sarah realizing that the match is over, and great plays from both players. That was one hell of a match there, Savage.
Yeah, GG's. So that is the end of our round 1. So we are going to roll right on into round 2. So stick around. We'll be back in a couple.